tell you what is happening in Africa. Just two spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just two spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, two spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, two spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just two spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, two spoon. Two spoon. Two spoon. You from Vonjema, Maryland, two spoon. Two spoon. If you eat kepa, gradually, my brother, two spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, two spoon. Two spoon. You wanna get a news update, two spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kiribamba, 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 kiribamba. What I want? Yes, what you about today? Spoon TV. Yes, what you about today? Spoon TV, Spoon Spoon Entertainment.
James, we can't hear you. I can't hear you. I'm not hearing you.
James, I think James is muted. Let me try to unmute him.
Okay, that's okay. I can hear you, Nelson.
There seems to be a little bit of issue. Okay. Good evening, Dr. Richardson.
Hi, Nelson. How you doing? Happy Saturday to you.
Yes, I'm doing okay, and it's good to be here again on the weekend.
Absolutely. Yeah. So this morning I got all my housework done to the best. I just finished the last folding of clothes to the best that I can. Ran some errands, and here we are. Well, I had to do a show this morning. Speaking about Mr. Cummings, and here we are again today with you. So I want to welcome all of you to Spoon Talk, the biggest platform in Monrovia. I can say that proudly. Many people come here to get their news. I know many of you miss us being on the radio, but we're working very, very hard to get back to you so that you won't have to spend your data or get to see us or hear us using your digital device. So I'm going to circle back to you so you can welcome our Liberians.
Okay, so yes, you said it right, Dr. Richardson, and um, just the other day, I remember there was someone asking as to whether we can have a SoundCloud. They want to start listening to. They want to burn less data and be able to listen to Spoon Talk maybe on SoundCloud and all of that. And I said, oh yeah, great.
Well,
But yeah.
Nelson, I wouldn't pull it past, Miss Titi in
Mhm.
consultation with other people. I want to put it past them that they will want technology to work for the people that way. So I wouldn't say yes, I wouldn't say no, but I know they will explore all options.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, sure, sure. The
Mhm.
management is doing everything to ensure that Liberians are informed, even in the midst of everything that's happening. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
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 You said you want me to.
Well,
Uh,
I know this is a big day in Monrovia.
oh
Happy
yes.
campaign opening day. I know this is what we're going to be talking about here today. I understand that we are going to have, I don't know where to put, maybe when Senator Dillon comes, he can tell me exactly where he is, which party, Liberty Party or Unity Party. I know he's going to be on here today as our
He's
speaker. Yes,
he's
go
on
ahead.
a rescue train.
Okay. So the
I
rescue
was just
team,
saying he's on the rescue train.
that plenty people on the rescue team, I got recommendation for a few too.
Okay. So oh, you got a recommendation?
Yeah, I got recommendation with it. That person is sitting in the back of the train because they can flip flop. So when they start flipping, they can put in that person. Yeah, I got
uh,
Uncle Rescue.
definitely, definitely.
Uncle Rescue, son of my swan.
So campaign. Oh yeah, Uncle Rescue. I was somewhere when I saw that post, I was just laughing. I said, "Oosh, that agency is dealing with someone here." But
Definitely, definitely.
yeah,
Anyway,
but that's part of the process.
yeah, just to be serious, and it's funny, just for the fun of it, me and some of my girlfriends, we just laugh about it. Like the whole
Hmm.
idea that you can have Uncle Rescue, Son of Swine is just is funny. But hey, we're here today. We'll present the news to you. We're just joking a little bit, Nelson. So definitely it's going to be a spirited show. And that's why I wanted to say something before you go to trending issue. A lot of people ask me, why do you come every day when you're going to be in the opposition? There's going to be a lot of unity party. You're going to be numbered. This is part of life. You got to be. Life will always not be your way. You won't be in your comfort level. And I stick to my conviction. The more I hear other people's opinion, the more my conviction is confirmed. So this is why I come. If I don't like to be in a place where we're all singing the same song. I never get to see differences or diversity. So yeah, I am today. I'm going to be here with you. I'm sure there's going to be usually sometimes other Lenu or Gongu's party will join me. But yeah, we are today. Nelson, you left me already. I don't know what's going on in Liberia, but we're here. We're just going to go to trendy issues. Um, and then we'll welcome you guys. But it's okay. So I was talking about, the reason why I'm here. I I like to hear people in the Unity Party explain to us about the rescue train. And I think it confirms. Okay, good. There you are, Nelson.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're back. So tell me about some of the trendy issues that going on in the country right now.
Yeah. So so today, Dr. Richardson, the biggest uh thing happening in the country, or the big news in the country today, is the official launch of the campaign.
Hmm.
Um, the we saw a little bit of the momentum today, though usually when you have the campaign period, it is at the end of the campaign period that you really start to see um, very huge momentum and all of that. I don't know, maybe because people budget a lot for campaign, so they want to be careful how they go about it due to the fact that there's so much cost attached to campaign. But we saw a little bit of the momentum today. Um, I saw in District 10 a group from Representative Yeke Koluba's camp. They were chanting slogans, the Yeke, Yeke. But one interesting thing I noticed is that as they say Yeke, Yeke, then the third one they will say Yeke Koluba. Now Yeke Koluba we're talking about because there's another Yeke in the district. So
Oh,
it's somehow similar to Yeke.
yes, that's a
Yeah.
good
So
distinction.
yeah. So we saw that today from the team, and Senator Dillon his own group as well, and we also saw the CDC. Now the CDC party's headquarters was jammed today, as you know, the right on the Tottenham Boulevard. So
Mhm.
usually when they have this kind of activity, I don't know why. Most times the people will be on the road, and even with the presence of the security, there was a jam traffic along that corridor throughout today, even up to this evening, somewhere around. Let me just say about 2 hours ago when I made my way through that corridor, there was still a jam traffic there because of
I
the
feel bad
campaign
for people who had
launch.
to go places today and had to use that car. The
Yeah,
car, yeah, we need to
and
find to get.
interestingly,
Mhm.
that the region we got motorbike in the country, so the motorbike can find a way even in the midst of the jam traffic. But there's so much risks associated with getting on the motorbike because um, on the motorbike, the bike doesn't have a frame. Your body is the frame of the motorbike. In case of a hit on that motorbike, it gets to affect the occupants or those riding on it. So there's so much risk associated with it. But a lot of people are using motorbikes. I saw so many people who had to park their cars somewhere along the road and get on motorbike bikes today because of the jam traffic situation that was created. Yeah, so almost all of the political parties they they had their own way of starting the campaign today. Yes, so that's the big thing happening in the country so far. So far, if I'm talking about the campaign activity, the official launch of campaign from the National Elections Commission,
Mhm.
and yeah, so Spoon spoke with people, the Spoon Network. Our team spoke with some people from those different areas, and some from the CDC camp were, mentioning how prepared they are. I remember there was one individual, one of our reporters spoke with today, who said, "Oh, in fact, for me, I'm selling. I'm not going there, but we know we'll take the election. We'll rig the election." That was the word he used, but he's not an authoritative source, though. He said, "We'll rig the election again." He was wearing on his CDC beret and all
Maybe
of that.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say maybe he didn't know what he was definitely talking. He didn't prepare, doesn't know what rigged election means because especially if he's not close with the authority to speak.
Yeah. So the aspect, yeah, maybe we could look at it from the point where, yes, he's not club with the authority. He's not an authoritative source, but that the Regency in the man is a full grown man. I mean, talking about someone who is in his maybe 30s or so. So maybe somehow, some way that guy knows because he said we'll break the election again. Let him be going to be dancing around. Let it be dancing. They will be dancing.
So,
And
so
we'll
that
come
means
up
that
there too.
they rigged the election
Yeah.
a first time.
Um.
Is that what he was implying?
I don't know whether he really understood what he was saying. Yeah, that's what he was implying.
That's interesting.
And again, like you said, Dr. Regency, I don't know whether he really understood what he was saying, but yeah, that's what he was implying. Yeah.
Maybe you know
And
something.
those,
Maybe that's what they're talking in there. The in the corner at the hair corner. Maybe that's what they're chanting. Who I don't know. Maybe that's where he got it from.
yeah. So the CDC was seen holding carrying casket today, uh, carrying a coffin like they did back then when they were in the opposition. At the time, they said the coffin they were carrying, uh, the coffin that they paraded with, was that of the coffin of former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the Unity Party. How they was going, they were going to bury them politically, and all of those things. Yeah. So again, I don't know, but this is a reintroduction. The official opening of the campaign saw the reintroduction of the coffin parade by the CDC, the Coalition for Democratic Change. This time, not as an opposition political party, but as a ruling party, but then parading with coffins. Yeah.
So, but I have a question. Did anybody tell you why they were parading with a coffin for a casket? I'm interested because it's not Ellen Johnson who they want to bury politically. Did they say who they want to bury politically?
Now, when here in the country, the elections, though the CDC will, they will hit hard at other political parties, but one political party that the CDC will really hit hard at is the Unity Party. So on the coffin was the photo of former Vice President Joseph Boakai. You know that photo where the old man, the old man bent his head down, and stuff like that. That's the photo. I don't know where they got it from, that original, but that's the photo that the guys had on the coffin. So indicating or trying to imply that they are going to politically bury former Vice President Joseph Boakai. So his photo was on the coffin, and not just any bright photo, but I mean that photo where his head is bent over, and they were parading with that coffin, and there's something, I don't know whether it's a tradition, but there's something in Liberia where when people are carrying a car or a vehicle or something of such with a coffin in it, they usually carry the palm tash, the palm branches.
Yes.
Yeah, to indicate that there's a corpse in that car, or a dead body, as we say, in that car. Mm-hmm. So they were not just parading with the coffin, but they also had the palm branches in their hand, flipping it and all of that, indicating that that coffin they are carrying with the photo of former Vice President Joseph Boakai on it, there's something in that coffin that is not alive. Yeah.
Wow.
And also on the photo, I saw RIP. RIP was on the photo, and then so but we have videos that they are already. I see James. Are they kind of teenage James like the man?
I tell you, I know. Yeah, I'm sure the panelists going to and James will be able to explain, in details what he saw when he watched the video. But it's interesting. I'm trying to process.
Hello.
Yeah, James, come in.
I just come in. Where we coming from? I had to restart the entire.
How are you on vacation? The way you told you announced the whole world that you're going on vacation. What place you went?
I go on vacation. I go hustle.
Okay. Okay. Well, while you're not here, your former CEO was exposing you like crazy. So go back and watch the other tip. Nelson will tell you. He said you don't must send money to Nelson. Blah 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 blah. You sent money.
Listen, the man making 2,000 every 2 weeks.
You talk about taxing everything. The mail are exposing you like crazy left, right. Anyway, let's talk about something that you might know of, because I'm still processing what the CDC did today. We know that they have done this casket carrying in the
You
past.
you know the CDC, they love to start something that they can't end. Imagine a group of young people in Liberia one morning they just wake up and put President Weah picture on a casket and start parading the street. They don't know it will become a very big news around the world. People will care. Then you carry Mr. Cummings or Boakai picture. Someone will say, yeah, that's just politics. But group of young people just wake up one day, they put a president picture on casket. You know, but that's their game. I think it should be good for them. I think it should be very good for them.
Uh, you know, that is that
It
is
was
very.
bad for them, but again, that's how they think. You know, there are group of children coming together in the name of being men. So you will see that happening. Yeah.
What a gloomy, it's very gloomy, to be carrying casket around about somebody else. It's a gloomy picture, that they're trying to show to the rest of the world. I'm sure
Yeah.
the Western media will have fun interpreting what they mean or what they were trying to do. And interestingly, I wonder why did they just only have Owen Buckeyes picture when there's other oppositions. They could have put Tier One Gungler, they could have put Mr. Cummings, they could have put everybody else. So, but they made a choice to put Wakai's picture on there.
Maybe, not maybe, but they believe that Boakai is the main Arava, so they will do anything to intimidate him. They believe that Boakai is closer to the presidency than the other opposition leaders, and he posed a threat to their existence or their occupation. He posed a threat to them. So I think that is why they went all after him like that. But they did nothing, yo. That was another way to just show how immature the CDC is and uh, how they will mismanage again if they are given that authority. That is what they showed today. It was my first time again to see that. The last time they did it, they were in opposition. But you in government, then you totally can't stay saying somebody that. Me, I trust my Unity Party folks. People will do that thing, President. We have picture will be on casting one day. We here, watch and see. You will see the reply. I trust
So
those guys. They will
is it possible because I want to process all avenues of this towing casket business. Is it possible that they might want JMB to be in the race because perhaps they have more information about him? They want it's easier for them to win him because they beat him before. Once you can beat somebody before, there's a high likely probability that you can win again. So I wonder if that's what they're looking for, to just having JMB in the race as opposed to other Mr. Cummings, as opposed to Mr. Cummings.
Yes, they believe that they beat JMB before and they can win him again. But again, they have this mindset that this guy we beat him yesterday, but looking at his allies who are coming over, and for the past 5 years and a half or almost 6 years, uh, he may have grown or added his popularity. So how can we do it? It all started a couple of days ago. Though I was not active on Facebook, but I was following. They started by saying how they have pictures and videos of JNB in hospital being operated on, and the party folks are afraid to release all of those things. And right there, I knew that the CDC was up to something. But again, they believe that JNB is a threat. If you are not a threat to me, Dr. Richardson, I will never talk about you. I will not attack you, and I will just let you go because I know you will not do anything to my existence. So that is why I think they are going after GNP. If you look at it thoroughly, the CDC will not do that to Cummings. They will only come out with that. Is that they may not do it because to them, they believe that Cummings is not a threat, but folks believe that Cummings is. but they believe that he's not a threat. GNB is, so they will do everything to go after GNB. But again, in another way, like what we were saying the last time when we were joking with you regarding George Weah picture, that's another way of propaganda. We call that beautiful propaganda to show posters and things. There were people who saw that today and got motivated, and some got demotivated, right? Some got motivated, and yes, just for this, I will vote for GNB. If there are two persons in Liberia, they did that today. If there are two persons in Liberia or one, they decided just because of that picture or what they did today, and some fair by. And if that one person they went against CDC because of that beautiful propaganda they carry on, that is by
Yeah.
posting some other picture and things and carrying around. Yeah.
I want to welcome Mr. Wazi. Mr. Wazi, thank you for joining us today. I hope you're going to stay with us during the duration of this program, because you can be coming in and you be going out and stuff like that, and you have a lot to offer. So thanks for coming. I also want to welcome Mr. Daniel Sano to the show. We'll have a great show today. A lot of things are happening in our country. So, guys, we're just talking about, James was just kind of updating us with the trending news and trending issues. Nelson, do you have anything to add to what happened today in Liberia?
No, I think I will stop there for now, Dr. Richardson. I'm trying to get some stuff coming up from the background here, so I think I'll stop there.
Okay. James, did you have anything else to add? I'm sure we're going to probably analyze or talk more about this whole CDC campaign approach, to taking casket around Monrovia. Do you have anything else to add?
Yeah, just to close up, the CDC is noted for infamous campaign activities. We saw what it did to the former president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, disgracing woman who we saw all of that. Everyone here know about that. I don't have to explain what it did in West Point. We saw all of that, and this is not the first time. So they are good at infamous things, and maybe that's one of the reasons why their administration is marked with terrible things happening, people dying, back and front and somehow, left and right, and the country is like stuck in a traffic where the vehicles are not moving. So maybe because of those things, God is not happy with them and they continue to do it. Who knows? Maybe they will win again and that will continue. So CDC,
Well, we'll
they bring
see.
it bad luck. They bring it bad luck to Liberia and Liberians because casting alone has a stigma. No one wants to play with casting. Yeah, people will face it. Even those who facing it, they are scared of it. But you see a group of people putting another man picture who stay alive and say that person died. CDC is possessed.
Well, let's welcome the former CEO Stanton to the show. Stanton, welcome. I guess we can get into the conversation, and you can tell us.
No, something is happening on my internet. I think seeing some strange faces on the show, they're interrupting my internet. People that usually don't appear, but because today is the first day of campaign, so therefore you find them, coming on the show.
I mean,
I ain't calling no name. Today you find them on the show, coming to show face. Dillon is coming, by the way. Dillon is coming tonight. He will be appearing 9 p.m. It's very important for folks to understand that Dillon is appearing 9 p.m. in 30 minutes. If you ever follow social media today, you saw that Dillon was going crazy on the street. He made a promise, and we want him to announce. He said he would deliver Montserrat by not 600,000. By 600,000. Was he? They don't say anything short of 600,000. I will let him say the rest of the story. My guys were at the CDC headquarters, like you heard good they say. Who in that casket? We say who in that casket today.
Maybe
we got information as to who they put in that casket.
Maybe it was that job, yeah.
Somebody was in that casket. And we can also say Teo Gonglo, Clarence Maluba. But where was Mr. Cummings the first day of campaigning?
He had a
Hey
press
man, I ain't gonna
conference.
speak false. No. Dr. Richardson asked me to speak now. If you
Well,
want
I'm
me to,
sorry.
if you want me to speak,
That's
let me get off. So now I call Cummings' name. She calling me. Let me get off. You have your.
No, actually, he asked me a question. That's why I answered.
No, I didn't. I didn't ask you a question. No, the only reason I came back to answer you.
Go ahead.
Okay, go. No, let him go.
No. I will go, but I didn't ask her a question. I'm asking those that are following us today. Where was Mr. Cummings? I heard today from a strong, very, very strong CPP partisan. Daniel Sano. You know what they told me? They were having a campaigning by text message in the chat room. Hey man, you got campaign chat room?
Not true.
But Dr. Richardson, why are you interrupting me? After I'm entitled to my time.
We launched a campaign in 140 by 40 South conference room.
But how will you go do camp? No. This is not Mr. Cummings today. How will you call a 44th continual conference room to launch your campaign?
Yeah, imagine.
I have never, listen. This thing is becoming to be serious. Today is the 5th of August, 8523. That's the magic number today. And it is embarrassing. It is embarrassing for us to be asking questions, where is Mr. Cummings? And Dr. Richardson said they had a conference call and they were in the chat room.
I didn't say we had a conference call. I said he gave a press conference today.
Politics.
That press conference down there, a press conference down.
Politics are local. But Dr. Richardson, Dr. Richardson, you cannot do this on the show. You cannot interrupt everybody today. If I have my 2 minutes, allow me to talk for my 2 minutes uninterrupted.
Yes, go ahead.
So are we starting it over?
No, we started from.
No. Because let me say this: we got a lot of photos, we got a lot of video, Wozy, and I will say this to you. Say what you want to say. This election is between 2.5 political parties. You will ask me who's the half?
Who's the half?
Unity Party, CDC, and the others.
Cummings.
You are correct.
Cummings.
Unity Party. No, my man, I speak in good day. I don't know where you're coming from. You're making almost 2,600 now, so you won't put your money in B-ball talk. I know the money you're making in UA plenty, so let's say my own. This election, folks, it's no joke. Tell me if I'm lying. You be the better judge. This election that started today, what we're about to show you, is between CDC, Unity Party, and others. As evidence by, when you're talking to nurses and doctors, and they're giving that diagnosis, and they say as evidence by, it means that they are connecting the reason why that diagnosis connected to the root cause of something. The man get left CVA, as evidence by. Dr. Richardson know that. The man having left stroke, as evidence by. What are the signs and symptoms you are seeing? So the election today, what are the signs and symptoms, folks? Who all you saw on the street today? Where was Mr. Cummings? As evidence by, Mr. Cummings showed no face today. As evidence by, Darius Dillon on the street sharing tickets. As evidence by, Yomli Kanga Lawrence is in Grand Bassa. As evidence by, Prince Moyi is mobilizing in Bon County. As evidence by, Jeremiah Kuhn and Prince Johnson in Nima County. As evidence by, Steve Zago, Galapa Kotima, and the name Joseph Yima Boakai is in Lofa County. As evidence by Jim Barney in Maryland County. Should we continue? Should we continue, folks? Can we say the same thing about Mr. Cummings before we get to CDC? No, James. Let me set it up. Folks, listen. Election day today, as evidence by the CPP headquarters. Put a video up. As evidence by arrest package. My 2 minute over.
The gates
Daniel, you can come in. Daniel, you can come in.
The gates closed and abandoned.
Daniel.
Yes.
Folks, just stop laughing. I don't want anybody to laugh. So this is a very serious, very, very serious program. When I say ask evidence by AEB, election started today. James, ask evidence by CDC. Post CDC video up, please.
That is the song that is being. That is the.
We're going to play the video. That's CDC, right? I like to do this thing for you to sink in the mind of the Liberian people. As evidence by Unity Party. Put Unity Party on up. People put the thing up now.
This is a different style of campaigning. It's secret distribution at the style of campaign. Why this style?
Strategy. We are being strategic.
This is a different style of campaigning.
That is the.
Control it. Leave it. I can't control it. Am I wrong to say on this show that we want to see proof? Wozy, we show CDC. Daniel Sando, we show Unity Party. Let's go to CPP. As evident by CPP, put a video up, then Daniel Sando will come in. Go ahead, James. Ella James having some technical issue. Let me put it up. Richardson, I'm not going to take your show, but let me do this intro very quick. Daniel Sano, you go first. Wozy, you go second. Daniel Sano, you go first. Wozy, you go second. And Dr. Richardson will come last because the video we're showing, nobody on the CPP compound. Daniel Sano, go first very quick, and we'll get the show back to Dr. Richardson.
It's camping day.
You know,
right.
I have always. Can I proceed?
You are well protected, sir.
I have always tried, as much as possible not to join Mr. Cummings in the conversation here because, as I've indicated to Dr. Richardson repeatedly, that Mr. Cummings is not going anywhere. And the Liberian people need to focus on the real threat to the democracy, and that threat is George Weah. And I've said that a vote for Weah in this election is a vote for more Kush and the drugs and dangerous substances are killing our children. Sometimes you try to take offense to these things, but it is evident by what we witnessed today. Social media is being overtaken by predominantly Joseph Boakai supporters, followed by the seditionists who, from all indication, do not have a message in marketing George Weah. And so, where does Mr. Cummings fit in? Okay, he doesn't fit in the picture. And that's why I said that the election has eventually become a two-horse race between good and evil. That good is the rescue mission that seeks to salvage a situation Liberia is currently going through and give hope to our people and revive our democracy. That evil, on the other hand, is represented by the Weah Taylor ticket that is seeking to perpetuate itself in power in spite of this Desmond record of performance. And so I do see where anywhere a third layer will fit in this election. I've said nothing significantly will change over the next, we got 2 months of the elections. Nothing's going to change. So the election is a two-horse race, Joseph Boakai and George Weah. That's what I said, that it shouldn't be too difficult deciding the presidency between Joseph Boakai and George Weah, because the two men are unparalleled on so many fronts. Joseph Boakai has an impeccable record and a long-standing public service experience that you can count on. George Weah has a very terrible record of performance in public service. We're not guessing any longer. We'll talk about his record. We know how he served as senator of Mosrata County. We now know how he served the country as president of the country for the last 5 years, 8 months. So it is public record, his dismal performance as president of the country. So Liberians have all of the data available to their disposal to make a very conscious, patriotic, and nationalistic choice between the two candidates that now stand up to be the leading candidate in this election. So, I mean, a side that Mr. Cummings, I mean, has not been able to establish himself. He got no foothold, I mean, across the country. I see that they try to popularize him on the newspaper. My friends from the analysts will do big headline every day and put Cummings' picture there, but it doesn't work, you know. So maybe Cummings has to try again, but I don't see him breaking through in this election with 2 months to go. I don't see any miracle happening. And the best he can do to kind of give himself that political face and revive his dying political image is to back out of the race. The ballot papers have not been printed. If Mr. Cummings backs out of the race and support Joseph Boakai, it's going to be a patriotic decision for which many Liberians, even those who don't support him, would appreciate him for that decision. But I mean, it would be a sad thing to be on the ballot and in the end to become a mere participant, because the embarrassment that awaits Mr. Cummings the second round is whether the ANC will endorse Joseph Boakai or not. I can bet that Musa Berete and Charlie Bromsky are going to support George Weah. That is going to even that is even going to paint a more deeper, embarrassment and a dent on the political reputation of Mr. Cummings, because he will not have control of a party. He wouldn't control Mr. Berete. They're going to endorse George Weah because, you know, Berete is already in bed with George Weah. As a matter of fact, the other day we were meeting with Louis Brown and other people from ANC. They told us that they already know that Berete is a government, is a double agent for the government, and that's why they have another layer now that working above him. So back out of the race, endorse Boakai, and put yourself on the side of the Liberian people. Anything short of that, Mr. Cummings will be dead perpetually.
Thank you very much, my dear brother, DOS. And when the person can call him DOS, we want to bring in Minister Woolsey. I'm keeping Dr. Richardson for last because you guys know this is her show. She will come and give the reason why their camp today, their place were empty. Very empty today. It's surprising. Well, Rosie running away. It's time to talk, he ran away. I mean, Senator, I already know that you're on spoon talk. You can run again.
But man, look, Stanton, I'm a, by the grace of God, established person. So I don't need a political party to give me money to survive. And by the grace of God, I'm a career person. And trust me, most of the time I know you can be throwing jabs. But on a serious note, the elections in Liberia is actually at the crossroad. I've read with abject dismay numerous very disturbing posts on Facebook. Some people printing stuff and putting it on social media, with the Unity Party standard bearer and saying, for example, ungrateful Sana Maswan. And you don't, no matter the magnitude or ramification of our body politic, it's unfair for you to get yourself involved in that kind of politics. You know, I mean, you don't want to insult an elderly person because of political differences. Now, that speaks very negative about our own definition of our cultural values in this dispensation. So, I also saw today, I think it was on Spoon TV or on our other TV platforms, some partisans carrying the casket. I mean, like the way Good Day Flomo put it, it doesn't make sense to me. And I think that was so absurd and weird for any political side to have decided to carry a casket through the principal streets of Monrovia on because of political mobilization, so-called political mobilization. I mean, we got to be mindful. And I think what the other side was trying to instigate was some kind of violence. So I'm afraid to say that this elections this year is not going to be vote of violence, because the stage is not set. And even the movement along the streets was clear. People were set to provoke other people. And so somebody is trying to do something to instigate violence in the country. So I just want to caution.
Let me hold you right there before you caution anybody. Who benefit? Who benefit, Wozie?
Well, on a serious note, usually in these kinds of contestations, when you see one side provoking the other side, that means that side is technically afraid to really compete. And that's how things are in a very free, fair, and conducive environment. They won't be able to win. So they will always want to go out and provoke other people so that the whole process can be aborted, and then a conduit for reconsideration can be provided for them to properly adjust. So who benefits? I think the system, I mean, the institution in charge benefits, because if, for example, you're already in the seat, if you send your guys to go and disrupt a process where you're not prepared to participate, to take part in, where you have the resources and you have the structure, you are still going to be in charge until if another schedule is developed for the program to continue. You know, so I mean, the contest is between two meat candidates. Daniel Sano said it. I mean, it is clear that the thing is between incumbent President George Weah of the CDC of our party, and also Ambassador Joseph Yaman Boakai of the Unity Party, the main opposition. And so today, Niba candidate Senator Prince Johnson, who is highly respected by Nibayans, and undoubtedly the political leader of Niba County, was out there supporting, campaigning for his candidate, while other candidates, other stakeholders were in different parts of Liberia also doing the same for their candidates. So you see across the country, multifaceted engagements of different communities, all geared towards galvanizing or soliciting the support of voters for their respective candidates. So honestly, from the beginning, I think it's a good step, but in Monserrato is tension-packed. And one thing that we shouldn't condemn or just underestimate is the fact that Senator Dillon, who is on record for defeating the ruling party on 2 occasions, was out there today the same way he did back then in 2020 and then 2019 and 2020, and won 2 times. He's out there again and engaging the people, and people are laughing at him. He may not appear very sophisticated, he may not appear very intimidating, but he's somebody to reckon with. I'll tell you a little story as a close-up. Before the elections in 2019, I had called a friend, a colleague of mine in the CDC, and I lectured him that Mr. Dillon was strong enough to defeat us. And the young man insulted me on the phone that was not possible, that we were going to defeat Dillon face down. And then he took a dismissive posture. They didn't listen. At the end of the day, what we saw coming was what happened. The next elections, we flagged the same thing. When I saw a group of Liberians here in America, somewhere in Philadelphia, soliciting thousands of dollars for Mr. Dillon's campaign, trying to get some funding, calling people back who support Mr. Dillon. I also phoned one of them, and they also dismissed it. And in these elections, a lot of folks are also dismissing a lot of possible issues. What I want to say, and I repeat this again, and I don't want anybody to agree with me, but just to look at it. Any side could win the elections, and I do not want the CDC to say the election is over. Anybody saying that, whether it's Queen Sheba or whatever demon that they're consulting, they better go back and tell that demon is lying, because there are a lot of variables that have changed. There are a lot of disappointment down the line, and people are going after the resources. Now, a lot of funds have been paid out because people are disenchanted, so you got to attract them. Before, people were taking themselves free of charge, printing t-shirts. That is no longer happening. Now you have to input 244 container of paraphernalia to be distributed to those people who used to print their own t-shirt before. These are our political signs. And these are all clear. Politics is mechanistic. It's scientific. You can predict. That's why in America, during the elections, for example, you have what you call swing state, blue state, and red states, because you use what you call elections algorithms. You can predict. So what I foresee is that any side will win the elections, and it will be unfair and an act of hardcore self-deceit to sit down and say the election is over.
Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you very much. We're about to split this thing to see the green state, which is Unity Party, the blue state, which will be CDC. I don't know Mr. Cummings Carter or Tewon Gonglu Carter, but we're going to find out. And we're going to do a demarcation, right, for us to understand who's in, who's out, and who's who. Thank you for joining us. This is your program, The Spoon Talk, and it would be very, very interesting. About the hour, we have Senator Ibrahim Darius Dillon coming in to talk to us. What was his message today on the street of Montserrado? Dr. Chinwe Richardson, your 2 minutes, Dr. Please.
So I want to speak to the Liberian people. Obviously, you know, on this channel, we come here with predominantly Unity Party people. So they will present to you that they have the numbers, they are winning, you know, they've been out going in the streets, and they will show you a picture of
I'm not from the Unity Party.
Dana, do not interrupt her. We're gonna have a wonderful show. Dana, do not interrupt her. We gotta do this thing. Oh boy. Oh boy. Don't interrupt her, Dana.
Yeah. So they will come to you and tell you, you know, show you pictures of the CP headquarters. Of course, it is campaign day. Do you expect us to be at our headquarters? No, we don't operate like that. We have always been making our cases to the Liberian people. We've been outside. Mr. Cummings had a press conference. We tell people our message. Daniel Sano will come here and tell you, say, oh, you know, JMP has an impeccable record, but he has never actually tell us what is the record. What is the record? Is the record related to the same record that Ellen Johnson said corruption was public enemy number one? That is what we had before. Are they going to rescue us from the corruption?
Why was the party headquarters closed today?
No, guys. No. We'll give Dr. Richardson a chance to speak. Then we can raise the argument later.
Because y'all said it clock. Yeah. Y'all be asking me all day. Okay, so but this is what happens when you do not have anything to present to the Liberian people. You interrupt. You become disobedient. You have conduct disorder, like people carrying casket in the street. And what Unity Party failed to realize at this moment, CDC is afraid of Mr. Cummings. They are afraid of what we have to offer. So yes, they are using a decoy to bring, because they know they can beat JMB. They know that very soundly. They beat him before, you know? And so they are using this decoy, and Unity Party just think, oh, they just think it's a two-way race. We are important. That's all we hear. No. They beat you up before. They will beat you again. And they are afraid for Mr. Cummings to come in this race because they know we have made our case to the Liberian people. We are going village to village, house to house, person by person. Okay? Feasibility is out there. Councilor Bromsky is out there. A lot of our foot soldiers are out there. We're not going to come here and, you know, display whatever popularity contests on the show here or in the streets. We don't do that. This is not about popularity for us. This is about pocketbook issue. It's about belly-driven issue. The pain that Liberian people feel. And so this is what we're about to talk about. And the more y'all talk, I'm so convicted. In fact, this is why I like you guys remind me of my conviction that Liberia needs to change. And it needs to change not on popularity, not on likability, not on carrying casket, but on somebody who have the message and the experience and the skills to make Liberia a more desired Liberia for all people. So we'll continue to talk. I don't care what amount of whatever people can write or people can say. Mr. Alexander Cummings and Councilor Bromsky, they are the right leader for Liberia, and they will be elected come next October 10th.
I really don't want to go there.
In Liberia?
I really don't want to go there. But I will say this. I will ask Dr. Richardson this question I've been holding in my heart for a very long time. Since I
I have two questions for Dr. Richardson.
I have a question for Dr. Richardson.
Hold on 1 minute. James, don't be interrupting all like that. We're begging you. When my mom born me, I was very little. I was very little when my mom born me. No, sister. You're welcome. Hold on 1 minute. Hold on. I gotta ask Dr. Richardson a question. Dr. Richardson. Yeah. You my sister. But the question will be high. I'm not trying to jam you on this one.
Yeah, that'd be how.
When the last time you spoke to anybody from your campaign team?
How does that help anything that I'm talking
when
about?
When the last time they ever gave you any information about this campaign team?
How does
when
that
was the last time they ever?
Your question is more involved.
Asking you why you know you can't lie.
Listen. Go. Campaign time have open. First will be enemy will be friend, but we'll all come on the show every day.
And a woman can let it work for them. The woman is not representing them. The woman working.
Hold on. The Liberian people want to hear this. Hold on. That's what Richard saying. Send Charlie Keaton the fund. So we funded this.
The campaign call us speak for Dr. Richardson.
When the last time CPP, ANC ever call you to give you information that you can propagate from Mr. Cummings? When the last time I will ask you right now, who is Mobile Yoba in CPP? What's his position? I will ask you right now, who's the current chief of staff for CPP? Dr. Richardson, as much as we as Christians, we forgive and forget, but it's election season. You must answer to the Liberian people. You're fighting for Charlene Bronskin. You're fighting for Mr. Cummings. Thank God for that. We love Anti-Man Teresa. Thank God for that. But Dr. Richardson, when the last time the people gave you information to say, yes, this is what we are doing as a party? Answer the Liberian people tonight. And then we will move on to Sister Kou. I say that because Senator Dillon is in the back. But I will give you the time to answer. And we'll bring in a good senator.
Yeah.
Okay, you done?
I'm done.
Answer that. Okay.
Everybody waiting for you. Everybody mute themselves. Everybody waiting. The whole world, Abra is listening, waiting for you.
So this is typical of Unity Party, or people who support JMB or whatever. Instead of dealing with the issues of Liberian people, they divert, they become personal, ask me personal questions about when the last time I spoke to anyone in the campaign, or, Daniel Sano going with this whole narrative, the campaign cut a speech from me. No, I will not come sit down on this show to come tell you who I spoke to, who I didn't speak to. Let's stick to the issue. You bring your record of JMB.
I agree.
Of course.
We agree.
Okay. Dr. Richardson, thank you. I know what's going in the back to laugh because your laughing face not fun. But let's get 2 minutes to Kou. Yeah, I know you're laughing. The Liberian people must know the truth.
I have a question for Dr. Richardson.
No. I get Dillon in the back. I have Dillon in the back. Let's go ahead real quick. Let's bring in Kou. Kou, go ahead quick. I got to bring the senator on.
Yeah.
Get 1 and 2 half for Dr. Richardson.
Good afternoon to all of you.
I answer you.
Yeah.
Good afternoon to all of you and to our loyal listeners out there. Today we commence our campaign in Monrovia. We are very elated and we are humbled, and we want to thank our many supporters who show up today. There are people who will say they have the silent majority. Well, the loud majority spoke out today, and we were happy about that. But I just want to speak on this potential electoral violence that's breeding. I see the ruling party today parading with a fake casket of our standard bearer and leader, Honorable Joseph Yiman Boakai. I think this ruling party thing is giving the people hard time. They are used to opposition life. Because it is an opposition mentality that will do that. So it is evident that the ruling party, who should be preserving and advocating for peace doing this, it shows that they are in a losing mentality. In 2017, the CDC did not carry the casket when they became victorious. They did other times when they lose. It shows to you that it is difficult for them. We must push for, for election violence to not be present in our elections. Those boys carrying a casket are not the usual people you see around. Some of them may not even have Facebook profiles. But that's the Magna Carta of the likes of Nkochi towards the ruling party, that once you are against the regime, you must be crushed. The Unity Party led campaign.
Real quick, we'll get the senator in the bag. I beg you, serve to be
later. That's my 2 minutes. The Unity Party led campaign under Ambassador Joseph Yima Boakai will at no time incite violence, even though we are, adequately able to respond to violence, but we will not do such thing because we know the people are on our side. I want this to go across party lines. Why if that was the casket or fake casket of an Honorable Alexander B. Cummings being carried? We see this kind of intolerance. The last time Honorable Tiawan Konglo was on Ashmore Street for his anti-corruption rally, you saw people wanted to stone him. He was taken out of that place. We need to speak about this. I'm not talking about the numbers because we lead the polls. We need to protect our votes. But I am talking about peace and sanity and anti-electoral violence.
Thank you very much, Sister Cole.
We are going to stand against this.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. I'm sorry that we gave you limited time on this because we got to bring in Senator Abraham Dillon. And these are the questions we want to ask the senator tonight. Are we saying the old CDC? You are right, Cole. You are the ruling party now. Why carry casket? And who's in the casket? You're 100% right. The senator just went to get a bottle of water. I look in the bag. Once he's seated, we'll bring it on. So, Kolu continue while we get they don't coming back on video.
So while we wait for the senator, I want you to know that Frank Fanon said, an Algerian revolutionary, that every generation has a mission. You either fulfill it or you betray it. If our mission be to tackle this ill-fated regime of the CDC, we are prepared to, and we are prepared to do so democratically.
Thank you very much, my sister. Let's welcome to the show Abraham Dillon, the People's Senator from Montserrado County, the campaign chair, Montserrado campaign chair for Jose Yima Boakai and the rescue team. Senator Dillon, welcome to the show. We appreciate having you today. We say thank you for joining us. You are very welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the invitation. And let me say good evening to all of you there in the studio. Good evening to Liberians in Liberia, and good day wherever you are around the world or on Spoon Network. Permit me to announce that this edition, my appearance, we have this live on the radio in Grand Bassa County on Duba Radio, Duba FM 89.1.
Thank you very much, Honorable Dillon. And starting next week, we'll be on the Praise radio station in Boakai. Please recognize. Doing all the relay, but we're going to recognize the radio station name again is Duba.
Yeah, Radio Duba.
Radio Duba.
Radio Duba. Thank you very much, Honorable. Thanks a lot.
Thank you,
proceed, sir.
Yeah, so thank you. I'm elated to be here. God is good. We are good in health, and we are up and ready.
Thank you very much. It's good to have you, man. Listen. Today is the 5th of August. A wonderful day in Liberia. History will be made. We saw you on the street. I want to play this thing. We're coming with our question. We'll give you a chance to talk to us. But my takeaway when I saw you on the street, you make a promise to Jose Yima Boakai and the Liberian people, the entire rescue team, that you must deliver Montserrado with 600,000 votes. If I'm making a mistake, please forgive me. Did I hear you right? That nothing less than 600,000 votes, Senator Dillon? Senator?
Yeah, I think internet is tripping.
Okay, I can repeat the question. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, I saw you on the street, woke up this morning, saw you distributing flyers or tags for cars, and you make a promise that you must deliver Montserrado County no less than 600,000 votes. Can you confirm? Did I hear you right? And can you talk to us how you intend to deliver 600,000 votes from Montserrado County alone?
Thank you. We have a target. This election is not about me. It's about the country. It's about the people. It is the people's desire. They can't wait for October 10 to send a message and to do the job. The next few days leading up to October 8 will just be more about visibility and activities. Without having a scientific data, I believe that about 85–90% of Liberians have already decided their votes. Is the 10–15% undecided votes that we must capture. And most times it is the undecided votes that can make the case. And so it is time to be on message. It is time to be policy oriented. It is time to be on the issues. It is time to focus on your target and not be distracted by unnecessary distractions. Montserrado County has over 800,000 votes. My campaign, as chair of the campaign for Montserrado County, I'm targeting about 600,000. It is doable. It is possible. It sounds overly ambitious, but we can achieve that. And so I am ramping up this county like our colleagues are doing across the country to rally this county to send a resounding message to the CDC gang that this country is tired and it truly needs rescue.
Honorable Dillon, the country is tired. I'm going to give you time. You were on the street. Let's play this video a little bit. And let me ask you, I've seen that your game plan has changed a little bit. Maybe you can talk to us. If not, don't tell us your secret. James, can you play that clip when Dillon was on the street? I want folks to see it, please.
We have Rotary tennis. Rotary Tropical tennis.
It's not this one, James. The one Dillon was sharing the tag to the folks. You have that. If not, we can move on till you find it. It's very important because I saw something in there. I saw more Ali with you. I saw the entire gang, the entire team standing around. You put your hands in Kamenka, in Pepe, in all this different thing, giving people tag, Dillon. Talk to me about that moment while we found the clip, please.
It is strategy. We won elections twice. People can reasonably argue that, oh, you won the elections because there were 4 parties. There's a lot of sense. CDC was not alone. There were 4 parties. The MPP united at the time, LPDP united at the time, the support of the MDR as a party united at the time, and CDC as its own party and other support. So it was not CDC as Congress for Democratic Change alone. And our veterans, we can understand that we have parties that did not feel candidate as well, and we were all united. But my campaign for Montserrado in 2019 and 2020 was not to make big speeches, was not about huge gatherings all of the time. It was strategic. Speak to the voters and speak to them and to their hearts about the issues that affect them. It's not about the big, gigantic billboards. It's not about the plentiful of flyers you can post on the wall. It's about giving somebody your sticker that they can put on the phone they can put on the mirror. Once someone takes your sticker, once somebody agrees to take your sticker and post it on the phone, at the back of the phone, on their mirror, on the shirt, on that person is for you. If you post up gigantic billboard, everybody sees it, but everybody is not for you. If you put a flyer on a light pole or on a public building, everybody sees it, but everybody is not for you. Sometimes people go and tear it down in a civilized way, on civilized manner, waste of money. Speak to the hearts of the people and speak your message. Your message must be domesticated. Your message must be about the issues that confront the people that they seek redemption from. That's what we began today. Today, people expected that we'll be all in the street mounting gigantic billboards and posting flyers all over the place. No. My strategy for Monserrato, like we are doing across the country, was to be in contact, the right handshake and contact with the people. And let me tell you another thing. It can be very annoying anywhere in the world, and including especially Liberia, when people are stuck in traffic. Anybody who's stuck in traffic can be annoyed. But when people are in traffic and they see why they are in the traffic and they are excited and don't have time that they are in the traffic, you are in their hearts. I was in the traffic today. I was delivering stickers to people in the traffic, to people in the mechanic shop, to people in the streets, to people in the shops. They were calling. They want it. They want a JB, JKK, the rescue mission stickers. And I talked up about 10,000 just to start off today on my own with the team. We were all in the districts because the way we structure our Monserrato County campaign is that the candidates that are contesting will supervise the various districts, and all of the parties that are collaborating together will fall under that structure. All of the auxiliaries will fall under that structure. So when we go into district number 1, only the campaign leadership will go to district number 1. When we go into district number 1, we're going to meet the people of district number 1. We will not be taking people from district to district. No. The ground game is very strategic. It worked before, and we have, in fact, enhanced that strategy.
I know you are talking, my last question, folks. I know you are talking about your ground game in Monserrato. Is this the party, the rescue team, entire strategies it will happen in Grand Bassa, Nimba, Lofa, and other places, or your own ground game is different?
Well, so we incorporated it into the national campaign. So if you saw today in Bon County, Prince Moy was doing the same. If you saw in Grand Bassa County, Senator Lawrence was doing the same. The campaign materials have been flown by air through Senator Banning for the Southeast. Everywhere the campaign materials have already reached, you saw the grand game. So we used the experience, the experiment of Monserrato, and made it into a national approach. It is more relatable. It is more domesticating. You are dealing with the voters themselves rather than speaking in the air to plenty of people, many of whom may not even be listening, or they don't have time for your message. Once you reach out to somebody with a sticker and the person asking for it, you know you got their heart.
Thank you, Dillon. Let me bring in Dr. Richardson. Sam Woolsey went off. Dr. Richardson is from CPP, of course, we know. I want to bring her in before reaching out to Daniel Sando and our sister Cole. Dr. Richardson, your 2 questions, man.
Yeah, hello, Senator.
And it's also in Ganta, Nima County as we speak. Sorry, Dr. Richardson, please go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just have a comment. I actually appreciate your campaign strategy, which is a strategy that CPP has been using, relating to the people and going to, door to door, talking to people, finding out what are the bread and butter issues of Liberians. But my question to you is, what is your message regarding the War and Economic Crime Court situation when you meet with people? Should they ask you, what is your message, considering that you did advocate for that before, but today you are in partnership or in bed with, people that are related to the War and Economic Crown Court in the name of, Senator Kuhn and Prince Johnson?
Yeah, I know that's the only question that ANC prepared. We will push for and ensure that there will be the establishment of a War and Economic Crimes Court under the Joseph Boakai administration. The vast running mate, the vast Senator Barrow was here on this very network, and he said it emphatically that the War and Economic Crimes Court, the culture of impunity must end in our country. Senator Prince Johnson, who you targeting, has also said, you bring the War Crimes Court, let's go face justice so that we can vindicate ourselves or let the court convict us. The War and Economic Crimes Court will come, and we will not be like Ellis Cummings, who said a boot of steal for rogue because the person is a rogue who he stole from. He said, don't mind Musa stealing from FIFA because FIFA said it's corrupt. We will not carry that message to our people. You can be in our camp. If you violate the public trust, we're coming after you on the heavy hand of the law.
Okay, my second question, and by the way, I'm intelligent enough to come up with my own questions. ANC did not send me any question. I took offense to that, okay? My second question.
I know you always take offense, but go ahead, my dear.
No, I don't always take offense. You and I have been communicating for a long time. I don't always take offense. But
no, actually, you could take offense. But well, yeah, let's go. I can't think down. Don't get your feelings. Let's go.
No, I find that insulting for you to tell me that.
Of course, that is exactly the same thing. You getting feelings again.
No, I'm not. I could sit here and tell you.
Okay, then get out of here. Let's move. You're a panelist. Don't take everything.
You are not going to commend me yet, I can sit here and tell you, say your answer to me is third.
The question about War and Economic Crime, I see this, the ANC question. So when you ask it, I say ANC asking that question, what you getting feelings for? Leave my sister and myself. Let go. Let her ask her question. When she asked me ANC question, I will give her ANC answer.
No, I'm not speaking.
Forget it. Captain Dillon and Dr. Richardson will answer and question each other. Go ahead.
Don't. I come to America, I will stop to her place. But yeah, on it.
No, you're not coming with that attitude. You're not coming with third grade attitude.
No. When I come here as campaign chair, then I come in straight to you. Yeah.
No,
and I come here as campaign chair when I come to your house.
Second question. You want to answer your second question?
My next question to you is, for somebody who speaks about integrity, okay, this is one of the things that you guys talk about. Say, oh, Joseph Boakai presents an integrity personality. But on the other hand, you and some of the people who associate with Joseph Boakai, especially you in the beginning of this your career, we saw that you posted a picture saying that you took a picture in a plane, which you lied about. Okay, that's integrity issue for me. Okay, so how do you answer this kind of question where people say, well, Dillon doesn't present integrity, he's a liar. He attacks people who challenge him, like I am on the show doing to you, and you tell me that I'm in my feelings. So how do you reconcile? How do you make sense of such a question?
So which question? Be clear now, so I can know which question to answer.
The question which you lied about, saying that you took a picture in the first class and you put it on Facebook. That's the question I'm asking about.
Oh yes, I told a lie, unnecessary lie. It pained me. But in Liberia, we used to people being remorseful. We like for people to even challenge a video of their action that even Jesus Christ.
Are we there? Yeah, I think it's from Liberia.
Edison going over.
Yeah, no. Edison going by. I will just give me 2 minutes. Let's get the generator on. I'm coming back and let's give me 2 minutes so that we can put a generator on and we'll start off exactly from where we stopped yesterday.
Daniel in the darkness.
Yeah. That's LEC gone. Yeah, that's LEC going across.
Then I live in the same area, so we
And if I get no generator, so he will say generator.
Daniel, when you got
start a generator.
Daniel, you get generator. Daniel,
Daniel,
get
then let that bell. You got generator too, Daniel.
And no attack on generator. Oh, all my equipment before.
Daniel, no, guys, hold on 1 minute. Daniel, hold on 1 minute. Daniel,
machine already.
The senator already. Wait. The senator said, "You give me 1 minute. I put my generator on." Daniel, what?
I didn't have to announce it.
Let be light.
Guys, the question is with Dr. Richardson and Senator Abraham Darius Dillon. Folks, it's going to be interesting. They don't come in with the fact that Richardson is taking an interview.
That's Dr. Richardson asked.
One at a time. They don't is here to answer our question. We'll push him. We'll jam him because this is election season. I like when he said that. This is election season. There is no holding back. So Dr. Richardson, you're on the floor, man.
I already like the
Come on, y'all hold on 1 minute now.
You got FIFA rogue sitting one and you're attacking people in integrity.
No. I will go ahead now and start. Listen, if I mute you, you put yourself back. If I mute you, you put yourself back, I'll put you in the back. I'm begging you. We have to have some order, please. Let's enjoy the show.
Why you so biased?
Dr. Richardson
about CDC not having equity, you so biased.
Thank you. That's my name. That's my name. I'm biased. Dr. Richardson, you got the floor.
Nobody can't yet to answer Dr. Richardson.
Dr. Richardson was speaking. Only one moderator. Dr. Richardson, you got the floor, man.
You know, this is typical of people who support Unity Party. You know, they tend to not focus on the message, the bread and butter issues of Liberians. As you can see, they're having their own attack. You know, one person talking about
bad messenger. You are a bad messenger.
There you go. You know, typical, very typical.
Daniel,
you know, they won't be able to answer anything about integrity issues.
Don't attack.
Okay, with all due respect, I will put two of them in the bag small. Hey, man. We gotta let Dr. Richardson to speak. You will have your time to speak, folks. I'm begging you.
No, I know. I think Stanton, you're trying to set the stage for unnecessary debate here. Bring the people back.
No, but are you running the show? And I mean,
we understand.
No,
can we say something here? And I know they're gonna get fast, especially my sister Kowu.
No, I won't get fast. I understand your angle of being biased.
Yeah, I'm very angry right now. I'm so angry right now.
I am.
Thank you very much. So, Dr. Richardson, you have to flow your 2 minute start uninterrupted. Then we'll go to our sister Kowu and that of Daniel Sano.
So you know,
Lucy, you're coming, sir.
What I want Liberians to see today is how, for many of the Unity Party people or the people who support Unity Party, like the likes of Daniel Sano, the likes of Dillon, the likes of Gono, it's a personal issue for them. It is not about the Liberian people, okay? And I will not go into, you know, details about the personal issue because that doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is the bread and butter issues for Liberian. They will never come here and tell you, okay, how can they bring change to Liberia? How can a government who put Liberia in corruption triangle will come here today?
I'm sorry that we have the senator back. You want to continue your question for him to answer?
He was answering my question. I was talking about integrity issues because that's one of the things he always come on and say, "Oh, we have integrity," and his initial response like, "Oh, I lied over something minute." Again, taking the Liberian people for granted. Taking the Liberian people for granted. You lied, and you just say, "I lied." Say, "Oh, I lied over something."
You answering the question?
Yes, I'm answering the question because I don't know what your answer would be, but I was on the floor when you came in.
But if you will answer the question, then ask it and answer it.
Maybe go ahead and answer the question.
Yeah, thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. As a human being, I felt, and I was never proud enough to stand on the.
What happened again?
I disappointed myself. And I came back. Yeah.
Yeah, you good.
The internet is tripping. We're good?
Yeah, we're good, sir.
We're good?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And I came back with courage and grace to say, no, what I said was wrong, was not the truth. I'm sorry. And this would be a reminder never to do it again. I did it to myself. And I disappointed people. But unlike people like Dr. Richardson and the ANC folks who are in denial of some of the people around them who stole from FIFA, who cannot pay road for money, Cummings himself, who cannot even save for, we understand that he does not own entirely a property on 15th Street. It is a corporate structure. No, we are not used to public officials coming back to be remorseful of something that they did wrong. To say, I am sorry, it will never happen again. I beat myself every day about that one stupid lie I told about myself on my own private ticket to remind myself never to do again to the people and to myself. That's what integrity is. Integrity, lacking in integrity is to defend a rock. Lacking in integrity is to know something is wrong and you defending it because it is with you. You ask me a question, you tell you what tough about war transport, I answer you bluntly, courageously without biting my tongue. You got another question?
No, you tooting your own horn? How you answer the question?
Do you have your last
You got
question?
another question?
So
yes,
can we move
okay. Did you want to move
well,
on?
if you have your last question, we can move.
No,
Then you can ask.
Is there a dialogue between two people?
Hold on 1 minute. That's what you said.
No, I have
What
a
you said?
comment, but I
We can move on. Thank you. Wozie, ask your two questions, Wozie, please.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Senator. You are a big brother who I respect. And for some reason, you're somebody who nobody should underestimate. I know I was on the side. We went against you, or we competed, and I know what you did to our own political bewilderment. And so, but I'd like to ask you two questions. One is, as a senator, what is your stand on the issue of, especially in this election, with the debate of Liberians now supporting same-sex marriage, now that there is this global debate for the passage of same-sex laws, considering that there are some senior political actors or leaders who are known same-sex supporters in our body politic? What's your stand as a senator?
What the people of Liberia want is what we stand by. My personal belief is biblical, from the Christian faith, man to woman. But as a public official, I serve the public. What the people want, if they want it to be a part of their tradition, and as a national leader, for instance, if it became a national referendum issue, and the people themselves voted to say this is what they want as national leaders. But my personal stand, my personal belief, it is N-O, in capital, N-O, no, man, woman, no man to man, no woman to woman. It is already criminalized on our penal code. Anybody who catch doing it on our penal code, you will have to be punished. Anybody promoting it, you have to be punished. If it becomes a referendum issue, because it is also part, it is more like a constitutional issue. They say we should fight to keep our cultural values and beliefs. Apart from our individual religious beliefs, part of our cultural values and beliefs is to be man to woman. Anybody who's struggling with lifestyle, anybody who talking about man or woman, no, you come in from Senator Dillon and the rescue mission will crush you.
Wow.
Okay, my second question is
No, I beg you, hold on 1 minute. It's very important we stick to the first question. You have your time, I beg you, Minister Wozie. Dillon.
Yes, sir.
It's troubling. It is troubling, and I want Liberians to hear you well tonight. Senator Ibrahim Darius Dillon is no when it comes to that.
All right. No.
But if this is a law that the nation have accepted and you guys pass that and make that into law, then you will go along. Did I hear you right?
If the people whose cultural beliefs and values we almost uphold together, if it becomes a constitutional referendum issue where the country decide this is what we want in majority, that's what democracy is about, the rights of the people and the will of the majority. But as it is, homosexuality is criminalized on our court. Anybody who's caught doing it,
I didn't know that though.
Of course, deviant sex is criminalized on our code. Man to man is once you're doing man to man sex, technically you are doing homo. The anal sex, and anal sex is deviant in a way. It is against the law. And anybody who engage in it will be punished unless the law is changed. Anybody who's struggling with any such lifestyle, or anybody intending or attempting to bring that foolishness around us in this country will meet us unless the people, unless the country, the people want it.
It's what's the question here? Let me go. Do you think the people from our cultural background, not religion now, but culturally, the Senate society, the poor society, do you think the people are going to accept that? Will we ever come around?
You know, it's offensive. Just to talk about it can be offensive to the people. Traditionally, it is offensive. It is not allowed. From our religious standpoint, it is not allowed. So anybody imposing their cultural values on us because we are a poor country, so to speak, or third world country, because we depend largely on aid, and people want to attach their aid to the imposition of their cultural beliefs and values. No, then we have to take a stand as a country. If it becomes a national referendum issue, a majority of the citizens who are upholding and who demand their public officials to uphold the cultural and beliefs and values of our country, if the people themselves went to referendum in majority, that's democracy. That's what they want. They will get it. But as it is, the people don't want it. It is offensive, and anybody attempting to do it will meet the people and will crush them.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Go ahead, my brother. Wow, this is
So my last question. Thank you so much, Mr. Dillon or Senator Dillon, for the splendid answer, and I'm in support of such a decision. I say no to same sex, and I hate any presidential candidate who have got any link, even 1% to any lifestyle like that. And so let me ask you the last question. Do you foresee a first round victory for any of the presidential candidates? If yes, why and how? If no, why and how?
So first round is likely. It's possible. It requires not just hard work, but smart work. First round is possible when there's harmonization of the people's salary. First round is possible when 3 Liberians missing and the government has no time to find them to put closure to it. First round is missing when the court system is in disarray because of the hijacking and unconstitutional removal of a Supreme Court justice, for which most of the other judicial officials are working on intimidation, fear. First round is very possible when the economy is stuck in the toilet. In fact, it has reached the septic tank. First round is indeed very likely and possible when auditors are dying, when girls and children are being raped, and when people, their bodies are being found every day with no answers. First round is indeed possible. But you need anybody who pursuing first round like we are, will not only have to work hard, but we have to work smart. And that's exactly what we're doing.
Thank you, Senator Dillon, for splendidly answering my questions.
Thank you, my brother.
Further questions as we go along.
Sure.
In the show.
Thank you
Sure,
very much,
thank you.
our sister Kowu.
Thank you, CEO. for me, it would be comments rather than question. But before I make those comments to Honorable Dillon, I'm taking it back. And seriously taken aback by your assertion, Dr. Richardson, that our support to the UP comes from a personal perspective. It's cowardice of you to mention that and not mention those things that are personal. I will challenge you, as you have been challenged personally on other platforms, to discuss those things that are personal, beef off the calories, to say those things that you think are personal, so that we can begin the discussion from there. But Honorable Darius Dillon, you have my highest esteem, revolutionary greeting. They said to every generation, there is a struggle, and it's incumbent upon us to either fulfill that or to betray that. Today, we saw you out there with the promise to deliver Monserrato to the opposition, to deliver it to Ambassador Joseph Yima Boakai. You did that with class. You did that with humility. You did that not digging political graves for people or toting caskets, because those are signs of victory. Those are signs of opposition that are struggling and, drowning and grasping for air. But you were out there reaching out to our people, and we commend you for that. And as you go through this campaign, we're all working together. We know that is going to be done all over our country. I just personally want to thank you on behalf of the team, the tag team, the JMB campaign, for the wonderful work that you are doing in Monserrato. And I do believe you will meet that benchmark or even exceed it, and Monserrato will be delivered. So I just want to thank you. This is time that men of courage should rise up, and you have risen up, and you are there, you are on the streets, and you're doing what you do best. We appreciate you, and we know that the results will be seen come October 10th. Thank you, Honorable.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear Cole. Thank you, my sister.
Let's go to Daniel Sandel. Daniel?
Thank you, Stanton. And let me say good evening to Senator Dillon. We spent almost the entire day together trying to reach out to our supporters and get our campaign started. Senator, I just want to say to you that I know there are people who, for reasons best known to themselves, envy you from where you sit. So there are efforts to bring this one Darius Dillon down. At one point, if Akara's grave was not saying that he got checked that you took $50,000, another senator from the CDC, Councilor Jala, is alleging that they seen Darius Dillon took $20,000. Sir Joseph is alleging that Dillon is this and Dillon is that. All these efforts are geared towards tearing this one Darius Dillon down. And as a person, I don't know the source of your strength, but I know that you are very courageous. You haven't been deterred by this thing. I mean, there are many young people who have learned from your example. And I like the way you put it, Dr. Richardson, that politicians on our side of the wall are not used to admitting, to say, I made a mistake. They're not used to it. And so that's why you have introduced a whole new phenomenon, a phenomenon that our friends in the ANC are unable to grapple with. I see you trying to raise some ticket issue that have already been dead and addressed, and everything is wrong to come to a current argument and try to raise issue that has already been settled. The father said that they don't told something that was untrue about a ticket that he bought with personal money and came out to say, I apologize. It has been settled in the court of public opinion. But because our friend from the ANC don't have the campaign message, it is now clear that Mr. Cummings and the ANC are going nowhere. Like I met one of my friends yesterday, he told me, he said, oh, Sando, you guys are very smart. What do you mean? He said, you also see that in making us believe that Mr. Cummings is going nowhere. I said, well, but that's a fact. But Senator, I just want to say to you that I like the way you address the issue raised by Dr. Richardson, because they do believe that we are cherry picking on the issue of the establishment of the War and Economic Crime Code. Apparently, they have not been listening. Because even Senator Jeremiah Kuhn, who is now a victim of guilt by association, has said that he supports the establishment of the War and Economic Crime Code. Senator Johnson himself, the man who supported the establishment of a foundation, a college, with thousands of dollars in Nima, has said that he's the one who's staying accused. He wants the World Economic Crime Court to come because he have a story to tell. So these are all issues that have been dead, it's settled. But I want you to use this time, not to respond to some of the usual suspects from the opposition. I say opposition because the CDC and ANC is now an auxiliary to the CDC. So they come up to try to sway us. But we're having policy conversation right now. Ambassador Joseph Boakai, whom you support, has an agenda that's centered on arrest. Liberians who are listening to you. Drugs and substance is killing the young generation of Liberians. You have led by example. Elected Senator Moswara County, you have tried in the limit of your capacity, no governmental support. You have built a functional rehab. You graduated your first class the other day. The whole nation was celebrating you. I want you to tie in drugs and substance addiction. How can the rescue mission, what hope can our young people have that with the rescue mission being elected, we will have the political will to fight the importation of drugs and dangerous substances? That what hope would the victims have that we can help to rehabilitate and reintegrate them back to society? That's a policy conversation our friends from the ANC don't want us to have. I'm bringing you back to very important.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Thank you. Senator?
On inauguration day, in the inaugural speech of President Joseph Nima Boakai in January of 2024, the issue about tackling drug will be addressed, will be spoken to, and upon entering office from the inaugural hall, we can commit that one of the first executive actions to be taken by the President, Joseph Boakai, will be to come down very, very hard on the trafficking, importation, smuggling of all controlled drugs and substances. An executive order, it will be one of the first executive actions. We need leadership at the wheel on the drug issue. The issue about drug is not about Darius Dillon have one rehabilitation center. That rehabilitation center, thanks to all of you, all of us, including Dr. Regis and everybody, all of us Liberians who place their faith and trust in us and continue to do so to help to support that effort. But that effort is more like a pilot project. It's like putting the light on in a dark thing that has engulfed the country, so that the country can see, so that national policy makers and national policy implementers can see. And since it is clear that this current regime, this gang, is bathing, whining, and dining with drugs that are killing our people. You saw the president in Grand Bassa County about 2 weeks ago, that jump he was jumping, merge a clip, collect the clip with those who taking push. See the action, it's the same. This government has done absolutely nothing. It has no approach. It has no intent. It has no program. And that is why this country is in decline when it comes to drugs issue. President Joseph Nima Boakai will take the first strike. And that strike will be to the security, to the country, to the security people. And any security person who aids, abets, facilitates the movement, trafficking, sale of drugs will be dealt with, so that the end users can know that the government is very much serious about it. The people who are using the drugs may be victims, but they themselves are committing crimes by using the drugs that are controlled and have been deemed to be unlawful. They too are committing crimes. That is why we adjusted the drug law to give them some punishment while in rehabilitation out of the central prison compound, where they will be sentenced as prescribed under the law, and then the government can develop a holistic rehabilitation mental health program to get the country into rehab. The country itself needs to go into rehab, and President Joseph Boakai is going to begin that on day one.
Thank you. So my last question.
Senator. You still got 2 questions. We got to move on. We'll come back to you, Daniel. Please consult us. We'll come back to you, Daniel.
Just one more point, Senator.
All right, go ahead.
This is not fair.
Go ahead.
Senator, I've seen you. You're an advocate for legislative reform. I see you walk out of session in anger. I see you boycotted legislative plenary because in your own word, the leadership of the current legislature is compromised. They do not have the courage to stand up to the demands of the executive. The demand for budget performance report, domestic debt payment, but to no avail. I want you to tell the Liberian people that are listening to you, what kind of legislature do you foresee under the Joseph Boakai leadership? What kind of legislature do you foresee?
Look, in fact, one second, as I'm answering your question that is very, very important, let me wear this cap again that carries the rescue team. When we're talking about rescuing this country, it's not to take it from one hand, put it in another hand, to kind of do the same, more of the same, or even worse. No. We would not allow President Joseph Boakai and his generation to further put our country in a deeper distrust issue that it would never trust any politician or trust any national leadership any longer. Joseph Boakai's presidency will have to give hope to the country. And when we are in the legislature, you know how you will know the legislature is picking up? Joseph Boakai's nominees will be scrutinized to the core. The people who come to implement the policies, we in the legislature, we think some of us look like the Akaras Graves and the folks from the CDC who everything was wrong when they were in opposition. Now they are the ruling gang. The very wrong thing now, right in the eye. Will the legislature sit and allow President Joseph Boakai to appoint governance commission chair on campaign team of a politics? No way. Will the legislature sit and see that we have domestic debt payment that we're paying off into millions? In fact, Joseph Boakai's budget must be itemized, program-based. We will not be doing bulk figure budget. No, we in the legislature. I am not appointed by Joseph Boakai. I'm appointed through election by the people, blessed by Joseph Boakai and all the people who supported us, including Ellis Cummings, Benina Yue, and Nyombi Kangalawi, all of us as we united as we were. I was appointed through election by the people, to serve the people, to be a check and balance, to be robust. And because I campaigned for Joseph Boakai, or because we campaigned for Joseph Boakai, then he just sent us nominees who passed the Akaras grade and was just look at budget without opening and passing 5% pass budget in the House. And no. Budget performance report will come on time. The legislature will have to keep the executive in check, or the executive will have to have the courage to keep the legislature in check. By doing what? Ensuring that any legislation that is sent over there, whether it is budget or anything for ratification, no extra consideration should be negotiated for us, for lawmakers, because we've already been paid. The legislature has a role to play, and trust me, my Liberian people will play that role, will be even more robust. In the last few days, I've been talking about numbers. In the last few days, at least, because small number added on to our number that we have, we're able to hold off even the LACC. That's what happens when you have a strong legislature that have the character and the courage to say no, when it is time to say no, and say yes when we should say yes in the interest of the country. And that's the kind of legislature you find.
Thank you very much, Honorable Dillon. Let me bring in Gibson Gerald. Mr. Gerald? Mr. Gerald Gibson.
Muted.
You're muted.
Welcome back, Senator, my brother and friend. I want to go back to you're not running.
Anytime you hear people say brother and friend, it means they coming fire now.
No, I'm not going to fire. I just want to lay some. I just want to get some more information on the same-sex law that you are talking about. I'm not very good at remembering things, but this one in 2012, I remember that Representative Clarence Massacre introduced an anti-LGBT bill, and that bill crumbled. Then Senator Joel Howard Taylor introduced a second one, and Ellen Johnson Sirleaf threatened to veto that bill. That bill did not see the door of the executive. Is there any other law that you know that is existing against same-sex marriage? Because those two bills.
We know that sodomy.
Yeah.
It's criminalized on our criminal code. Sodomy. So ordinarily man to man, that anal sex, and anal sex is sodomy.
Okay.
So it's already criminalized.
I believe you are referring to section 14.75, 14.779, 50.7, which says in vocabulary that considering vocabulary like voluntary sodomy as a first-degree misdemeanor. That bill was rejected when it was introduced in 1978. It was not signed, but it was passed by the House and it was concurred by the Senate, but President Talbot did not sign that bill. So is it effective? Do you know whether it was completely signed?
Yeah, it's part of our penal code. It is criminalized on our penal code. Man to man, we catch you here. It's not part of our law. It is against our law. It is not part of our traditional beliefs and values. We catch you here. You're struggling with our lifestyle, and we catch you here. We carry you to jail. Period.
Actually,
it will not be arbitrary. It won't be arbitrary to just grab you to take you to jail. When I say taking you to jail, it means we want to punish you through the justice system, through the law.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
My only confusion is when the sodomy bill, which I just read to you in 1978, if it is existing, which is under the penal code, you are right. It's under the library penal code.
Correct.
But
you know, I work at the justice ministry now, so when it comes to the penal code, it's almost like a holy Bible, right? Yeah, right.
I can't fool myself about that. You're very,
right.
you worked there a long time. I believe you know about that, and you are speaking with knowledge on that. My confusion is, Senator Dillon, if this law was already existing, I don't know why they were trying to introduce additional law. Do you know why this other? Is that something that
maybe some people can want to try the lock, but every time they want to try the lock, it can meet huge, extreme, vehement resistance from the people. And once we are public officials serving at the pleasure of the people, their aspiration is for us to keep the cultural beliefs and values against homosexuality, man to man, woman to woman. It is not part of our cultural values. And more besides, it is not part of our religious belief. In America today, abortion is a big deal. I don't care who that person is. Once that person is a Catholic, they will never allow abortion, even if they're the speaker or the pro tem of the U.S. Congress. Once the person is a Catholic, in keeping with their religious belief, they stand the ground with their religious belief. Why should any such thing be done on us? Let me say, your lifestyle you're struggling with, if we catch you with it, the law will take its course.
Okay. I don't have a lot of time. I only have two questions. It looks like I'm violating my time here. So let me just ask this one. And if the panel decides they want to give me another chance, that's fine. The bill is first degree misdemeanor. That means that person has the right to be bailed out. It's not a felony. Do you think it should be a felony of the first degree or second degree so that the person can stay in jail while the case is going on? What do you think it should be? Because first degree misdemeanor is like, assault, aggravated assault, something like that, like showing your finger, simple assault, waving your finger in somebody's face. Those are first degree misdemeanor. They reduce it to that level. Why makes it serious?
Yeah, because when a law was passed, when it was criminalized on our penal code, people hardly even talk about that nonsense.
Yeah, that's true.
It was offensive. It still is. But the fact that it's becoming even a national discussion, the fact that people even imagining it, the fact that people even talking about lifestyle or no lifestyle, it's time maybe to elevate from misdemeanor to felony, not necessarily a capital offense, but we can, if it becomes necessary, and if it is even more offensive today to the people, I think we will have to elevate it to felony and from misdemeanor.
Are you willing to introduce a law like that? You think you can try something like that?
The Labrampo already won, I think. So the Labrampo already won an offensive to the anybody will talk about it so they can start getting fed. So let's Jerry Miller that here. They say was an in-sport officer.
Okay, Jeremy, I would definitely rest. But if you want me to,
no. Please rest. Please rest. I want to. This is very important, but maybe on another day we can have Dillon to really talk about this same-sex marriage issue. The reason why Dillon was brought in today is because of this first day of campaigning. All right, I read it. It's very interesting though. Our people in the interior want to learn more about this. And the law, I'm reading the penal code law, is very, I want everybody to read it. Just go on Google, pull Liberia penal code, same-sex marriage. The whole thing going to come up from 1976, 1978, and all the way to 2016. Dr. Richardson, on this topic, you want to come in? Do you have any question? Because we're going back to the campaign. Then I can ask my two questions.
We're here for 1 hour, so that extend about another 30 minutes.
Thank you, Dillon. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you.
I think that Mr. Cummings' view is according to the law, whatever is on the book. I think when it comes to things like same-sex marriage or any kind of thing that is not cultural to Liberian people, we got to go by the law. You can't go by anything else. You have to go by the law. So I think that's where Mr. Cummings stands. He will follow the law. He is not about personal issue. So that's what I can say about that.
All right, so Dillon, if a politician, Honorable Dillon, if a politician will be Peter woke up one morning and say, listen, I caught that guy having sex with another guy. Is that a case the Justice Department can pick up? Or I caught that female having sex with another female?
In keeping with our law, deviant sex is not allowed. And he who alleges a fact in a criminal matter has the burden to prove it. So just because you came to a public official or a state security personnel and said those two men had sex last night among themselves, it's not sufficient enough, I want to believe.
Thank you. So let's move on. Let me go to the Grand Bassa County, where your colleague, your sister, your political leader, Senator Yombly Kanga Lawrence, is actively involved. I want us now to do this county by county because we are talking about the election. The 30 minutes extra you gave us, let's talk about it. I know your momentum. You have proven yourself in Montserrado County 3 times. And Minister Woozy, Fagonde, they're afraid of you. Even Thomas Fada, that just lost his bishop, that inducted him, he's afraid of you. I want to ask you, you just lost your brother, Hens Bashu, in Grand Bassa County. You still get Senator Yombly Kanga Lawrence, Senator Jonathan Kape, and the rest of them. Can the team in Grand Bassa County deliver to Joseph Yima Boakai Grand Bassa? Or can Western God family, Charlene Bronsky, and the rest of them deliver Grand Bassa to CPP? Let's talk Grand Bassa, sir.
The rescue mission will walk away with Grand Bassa County hugely. Hugely. Let me repeat, with no arrogance, but with humble confidence. The rescue mission will win and walk away with not just Grand Bassa County, but a Bassa region hugely. It's just as simple as that. No. I'm not only restricted to Montserrat County. You remember when I was on the ballot, I campaigned both in Montserrat and in Grand Bassa County. I campaigned for it with Senator Lawrence in Grand Bassa County. She did likewise with me in Montserrat.
The strength, the reason why
the people know their leaders. Mm-hmm. The people know their leaders and their direction.
Okay, so allow me, and this will be my second question. You campaign for and with Yombli Kanga Lawrence in Grand Bassa. We have settled Montserrat. You proved yourself 3 times. Nobody can question that.
Actually, it's 2 times. It's 2 times.
Yes, 2 times.
Yeah.
Nobody, for whatsoever reason, on that two attack, everybody came on you, but you won. Grand Bassa. The result between Senator Yombli Kanga Lawrence and that of Western Gap family, 2020 December 8th, was very narrow. Grand Bassa, we understand that other key players came around, but at the time, Senator Yombli had 4 political parties on her back. Yet and still, she couldn't beat Western Gap family like you beat Thomas Fala. What's the strength?
So let's look at the voting pattern. Look, when people saying these things, sometimes I sit and laugh. We are the war room strategists. We are the ones who sit down, put a voting map of the country down, and take the records from Elections Commission and plug in the numbers. So Yombli Kanga Lawrence has won with and flogged 2 sitting governments in Grand Bassa County. Yombli Kanga Lawrence is the only and first female to win 2 elections, senatorial election in Grand Bassa County. The entire county and the Bassa region were waiting and hoping and praying for Yombli to be named running mate so that they can just sweep that entire place. Notwithstanding their hard feelings and disappointment, they have gotten over it and said, notwithstanding, Destiny did not call at this time for you to be on our ticket. This is the direction. It is the people who directed us. We listen to our people. When we say we're holding stakeholders meetings and we're consulting, we listen to our people. Not just the people who can wear the nectar, the ordinary person on the ground. That's how we consult. That's how the Yombli team will consult. And the people have given a resounding message. In 2014, check the record. How many votes did Prince Johnson win either Gongo with in Nima? How many votes? What a vote difference. In 2020, how many votes did Jeremiah Cohn win either Gongo? And then let's come back to Grand Bassa County. When sons and daughters are fighting for one thing in the very county or in the very home, everybody has likely a chance. But when it has to do with going to compete for the bigger picture, for the community, then you know there's strength somewhere that the numbers can hold together. The people of Grand Bassa County, River says, Magibi, where the Bassa speaking down, they have resoundingly spoken. They have resoundingly spoken, and we who know election victory, we know when it's coming. We know when it's already decided. It's only the date. Open your opinion pool now and restrict your call only to Grand Bassa County. Open your opinion pool and restrict your call only in ALC compound in Moreover. Open your phone now and restrict the call only to citizens in CDC compound and see who wins the opinion pool. It's Joseph Boakai. It's all over the country. The thing is like it's like a wave. It's like a wave.
We gotta bring in Kowu and the rest of the thing. Are you not afraid of the strength of Besonga family and Dallas Shalim Bronskin when you're talking Grand Bassa? Can you talk to us?
Besonga will be fighting for senatorial seat with Capel. That's where his concentration will be. He think ANC had it, so he say he ended. John Weah went to Grand Bassa County and said, I will fight Finley in the country, he will never win senatorial seat. So in his anger, he said, since Joseph Boakai chose me to be running mate in 2017, I would now put on no Besonga, he can keep grudge like a chick. He kept grudge for Bronskin to death. I come in. Keeping the same grudge with Boakai. That is why he ran to ANC knowing that nothing there. He wanted some cushion. Then he found out that no. Look, it is not politically sensible to put yourself between two giants coming for one thing. CDC coming this side, UP Alliance coming this side, and all the other people here in that middle squeeze up. It is not politically wise to do so. Besonga cannot give the county to a presidential ballot. Besonga wants cushion. Just like Musa Belete, for instance. How many times do you see Musa call Ellis coming in his district? And maybe after today, I will force Musa to put Ellis coming picture and thing on Musa t-shirt in District 7 in Lima. Because he's doing everything to shy away from coming. Everything about Musa in his district. Everything in his district. Because the ball playing again. You?
No. Before you answer me now, Cummings is his political leader.
Yeah, you let drama now. Yeah, you not get something to traumatize now. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I know you. What I'm saying, all the guys around Cummings sadly know the game they're on. After tonight, Musa, I showed the texting one another and said the thing they don't talking about true. Everything about Musa in District 7 in Nima County is about military movement. Nothing about Ellis Cummings.
Okay. Wow.
Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing.
Can you talk about let's just move because Gibson don't want to deviate. Can you talk to her about the shouting strength in Grand Bassa?
No. Charlene is our little sister. We rescue her after we rescue the country. When Charlene can say you're attack, you're not attack Musa Berete that me you're attack. That she wanted to get in the newspaper. Since we refused to respond to her, you saw her back in the newspaper. We're not give her that credence. After we rescue the country, we'll rescue our little sister. Don't worry. All of them know the game they're around.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Let me bring in Mepe Gonu. Sorry, Dr. Richardson left. I was going
to. I want to tell him let him ask the question instead of the PR people.
Go ahead real quick.
Yeah, Honorable Dillon, I want to thank you tonight for your pragmatic approach. I want to thank you for being honest to the Liberian people. I just want to let you know that the people appreciate your honesty. You made a mistake. You told them you were sorry. The masses have said go and sin no more. We've moved past that. You're a fine gentleman. You are refined and you are helping up our political.
Go 1 minute. Dr. Richardson going find picture with Ellis Comey and Musa on one t-shirt in Nima. I know them. I know the park there in the back. Go ahead, my dear. I'm ready. I'm also to campaign. Anybody get my way across you. This is Monterado.
We are in the campaign. Why is true that we are the full runners, but we're still campaigning. You know, she mentioned here earlier that in 2017, the CDC, they beat us. They will beat us again. But I don't know, ANC was also in that race, but I agree with her. They beat us because we were next to them. It means they flocked the ANC because they were a further distance away from the victory. But with that being said, I want to ask you, what is your message to the partisans, to the supporters of JMB? At this time where you see today the campaign open up, and you saw that the leader, our leader, there was fake casket bearing and his initials on them. What is your message to our people who may want to counter with such his hostility, who would like to dig political graves, who would like to say, you must answer? What is your message to them?
Our campaign will be as civilized and mature as the ticket that we have. Our campaign will be as civilized and mature as the ticket that we have. The casket CDC was toting today has all the money of the country in it, the ritualistic and mysterious deaths that have been taking place buried in there, the damaging of the court system buried in there, George Weah gross ineptitude buried in there, the issue about drugs, uncontrollable drug use in the country, is all in there. It was their own Kenya. It was their own Kenya that they were toting. Joanne Howard Taylor, my big sister, few years older than I am, many years younger than Joseph Boakai, they can post stare down on her car to get in her car. They post small stare down. They face a stare for her to climb in her car. Far younger than Joseph Boakai. Do you see us talk about those things? Do you see us talk about those things? No. Joanne Howard Taylor, the vice president of Liberia, my own big sister, few years older than me, plenty years younger than Joseph Boakai. You not see them posted down for Joseph Boakai to clean even in your car? So when CDC toting casket and putting Joseph Boakai picture on it, all it says to you and us on the rescue mission is that they know that we are their only threat. The same way we take George Weah to be our target, CDC see us to be their threat. Political threat to remove them from the margin through the democratic means. When you see all the other accelerators of CDC, all the other accelerators, because when you're attacking Unity Party, Joseph Boakai, and you're supposed to be in opposition, you are clearly an accelerator of CDC. Anytime you see CDC accelerators attacking the rescue mission, it means the rescue mission is so huge enough in from them, they too cannot see George Weah to make him their target. So they make the rescue mission their target. We will not get distracted by any auxiliary group championing cause for George Weah and his gang in the name of opposition behind us and attacking the rescue mission. We will remain focused. We will target the gang and replace them from the executive marshal. So that casket they were toting today, Councillor Bronskin, Charles Walker Bronskin used to tell us, when you see old persons stealing, they didn't start stealing when they were old. They were stealing when they were young. When you see CDC toting casket today, even as a ruling gang, it means that what they were doing when they were an opposition gang. It is characteristic of them. But the campaign we are running, UP and its alliances, we will not do such thing. We will not encourage any such thing. We will remain under message. We are ready. Anything that the thing that info that George Weah, that's what we hating him. Anybody put aside info to come stand for George Weah, the straight bullet will touch them, the political bullets. And if you are an auxiliary of CDC acting the opposition, attacking the rescue mission, you better get ready.
Dr. Richardson, please. Auxiliary of CDC acting like wow. CDC
again, I want Liberian people to see how when you ask people like Dillon or people in the Unity Party for the message, they have none. They will tell you this is Mr. Boakai's time, or this is Dillon's time, or they will interrupt you. And Dillon, you said something great. I agree with you. When you start lying for a long time, you tend to want to lie, and you will struggle with this demon that you have in front of you. So I'm happy that you are remorseful to the Liberian people, and that you are telling Liberian people that you'll not do that again. But the issue is, what is it that you guys can do for the Liberian people? What is it that Unity Party, who actually put Liberians in the state of corruption, what is it that you guys can do? And I've been waiting to hear your message. I'm actually taking.
Okay, so can I answer you? Can I answer you?
I'm not done yet. You had your time.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Doc. Go ahead, Doc.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So you know, so you talk about rescuing the country from the bondage of corruption that you put Liberian people in. You know very well that Mr. Boakai has nothing to offer. Former Vice President Boakai has nothing to offer the Liberian people. And when you speak again, we speak about integrity. What do you mention? How do you know? But anyway, answer my question if you care to.
Yeah. I know your own question is struggling with it as well. But let me answer you, Dr. Richardson.
I'm not struggling with my question though. In fact, I
don't
even have
answer now.
No, but I don't have a question for you then, because if you
asked me a question about why Unity Party coming to rescue. So let me answer what we're coming to rescue.
I struggle with my own question.
I said you were struggling with it. You were struggling with it. You finally learned it. So let me respond.
I was actually making.
So let me tell you, Unity Party, the rescue mission is coming to rescue the country from harmonization. A Unity Party-led administration has demonstrated that it can raise salary from $15 to $150 and not reduce it. The Unity Party, the Unity Party. So all the good things like to Ellen.
No, I don't give Ellen all the good things. I don't know if you watched it.
Yeah, answering your question. You thought we get answer for the rescue mission? Or you thought we don't have the answer?
Successful as her first term, so I don't give Ellen
the Unity Party, the rescue mission with.
He's strong. We will not be here today talking about.
I told you were struggling with your question. I answered your question that you did not expect the way it would be answered. Now you're struggling to even interrupt.
Back.
No, I'm not struggling.
Can I answer your question and you come back?
Dillon, if you and I are going to have an exchange.
But Stanton, this is grossly unfair to the
No. Let that originally run. When she finish our answer.
Yes. Dr. Richardson, can you finish your question and give
why you say
that? To answer, please?
It's very important that you stop saying to me that I'm having difficulty asking you questions when you are understanding exactly what I'm asking. It's rude of you to do that.
Okay. I accept that. I accept that.
Your question, Dr. Richardson, we will give Senator Dillon the chance to say, please, without any interruption. Can we do that, please?
I actually don't have any question for Dillon. Let's move on.
All right.
No, so let me state what we'll rescue the country from.
Yes, Dillon, please.
With Joseph Nima Boakai, we'll rescue the country from harmonization, because the UP administration has demonstrated that they can take the country budget from 80 million and carry it to over 500 million. The UP administration with Joseph Boakai and Ellen, now with the rescue mission, everything that the UP administration rescued the country from 2006, and George Weah and his gang has put us in this place, it's time to rescue. The Unity Party and the alliance, now led by Joseph Boakai, have demonstrated before that they can waive the country debt, that they can restore Liberia's international image, that they can recruit serious professional people to do the job, that they can create and establish serious governance institutions, that they can put in place systems, structures for governance. And the CDC ganking and broke everything down. That's what we want to rescue the country from. And that's why some of us are aiding this rescue mission. And we achieve it. And this country will be happy again. We will not give this country to puppets. I sat in a meeting with Alice Cummings and Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and Musa Belete. I know their minds. We will not sit and allow that to happen. That is why we have deliberately decided that our younger sister, who were going all over the place there and looking for her name to be on the newspaper, who were not given, will rescue the country, will rescue her, and rescue all of them.
Honorable Dillon, we got about 9 more minutes. I will be going to Gibson. Jerry, let me ask you, before you guys went on break.
Next. I thought
okay,
next
we'll come to you after Gibson. Daniel, we'll come to you after Gibson. Before you guys went on break, the LACC nomination that was in front of you guys going through the hearing, give us an update, sir.
So those LACC nominees, the nomination or confirmation processes have been put on hold until we return to session after the elections by mid-October.
Not there.
Yeah, so but let's not forget, I think it was Gibson Jerry was one of your panelists who were making the analysis that did not consider after the election, when George Weah loses the election, does not end his presidential run already. It only makes him lame duck further. After the elections, the same senators, the 15 senators who are in re-election or on the field now campaigning to get re-elected, even if they are not re-elected, they will still have senatorial authority and functions to perform up to January 2024. Mm-hmm. My fear, hope it can be proven wrongly. My fear, if people don't get re-elected, the remainder of the time,
disappointed. That's right.
You got my point, right? But if the Senate will go ahead even after the election, and George Weah is not re-elected, and the Senate go ahead and confirm those people in violation of the act that creating the LACC, that's ground to remove them by the next administration, because it said when you benefit from a crime, you are also an accomplice. You are also connected with the commission of the crime.
What was your sticking point? Why you Senator Dillon, Boakai Sebe, Prince Johnson, and Prince Moyi, you guys stood up and said we ain't going anywhere, we stay here. What was the message? What was your no to the nomination? Because it's simple. More than two from the same county because they didn't declare the assets. Was there anything else that was sticking to you?
Our first ground was political. We thought expediency had to play. When George Weah became president, he met people in tenure positions. He said, Ellen put too many people in tenure positions. He tied his hand to put people in positions to do his work. So he asked the legislature to remove tenure from all tenured positions, including the Elections Commission, because the draft bill that they sent to the legislature was blanket, remove tenure from all tenured positions. That means including Elections Commission, Central Bank, Governance Commission, or GSC, or LACC, all of those stuff. But thankfully, by the time it could, that bill, by the time it could reach to the place where it could be passed into law, some of us were already senators. And we fought our way to say, hey, we'd remove tenure from some positions and keep tenure to integrated areas like LRA, Elections Commission, Central Bank, GSC, LACC, RAA. The RAA is the Internal Auditing Authority, and what have you, and remove tenure from National Lottery, from Maritime, from LTA, the Liberia Telecommunication Authority, and few other institutions that they have tenure. So coming back to from the political expediency aspect, when you have few more days to go to election with no clear sign that you win, don't flood the government, and the legislature, especially the Senate, should not aid you because you didn't like it when you took over. But more importantly, our ground has been solid on the law. The law says, the LACC says, we reasoned, I'm a member of the Judiciary Committee of the Senate that work on this new LACC law until they put in that the dissolution aspect of the LACC to re-nominate people. That's one of the reasons why we voted against after we have worked on the law. But the law says, since the executive mansion is reluctant to establish the office of ombudsman, to be the one to oversee the implementation of the code of conduct, especially when it has to do with asset declaration, when it has to do with political participation, let's vest the LACC with the authority to be the repository of asset declaration. And let's make asset declaration even stronger, that when you declare, you must publish. And before you do that, you must notarize it. That means you swear on an oath to submit or deposit the truth and nothing but the truth. You will not honor declare, you will not honor declare, you will not falsely declare when you notarize. And the people who are supposed to be the institution that they're supposed to be the repository, receiving people asset declaration and ensuring that it meets the standard, they cannot be the one to violate the law that they're going to implement. The new LACC law says, during the period of your confirmation as a nominee, you must have declared your asset. And these people came before us for confirmation hearing, and they have not declared the asset. And my colleague, Senator Jonathan Subway, detected asked a question, and then when we buttress it, and we found out that they had not declared the asset, it was a violation of the law. Two, the LACC law says no two commissioners will sit on the commission at the same time from the same county. You can have Senator Dillon and Daniel Sano from Monserrato sitting at the same time as commissioners at LACC. That's what the new law says. Let me give you a 15-second history. Edwin Martin, who is current LACC chair, was nominated to replace Wabodeke when Wabodeke was nominated to go to Elections Commission. Wabodeke was sitting at LACC as chair. Edwin Martin was nominated simultaneously with Wabodeke, and Wabodeke was supposed to be going to Elections Commission. Edwin Martin was supposed to be going to LACC. I asked Senator Dillon during the confirmation hearing, and I asked him if he read the law creating the LACC. He said yes, and I asked him to read chapter 6 with reference to the provision where no two commissioners should be sitting from the same county at the same time. And he read the law, and I asked him, do you believe I should confirm you to this position when one commissioner is already from Maryland, where you hail from? It was that question premise upon which the Senate had decided to reject him when the president withdrew his nomination to avoid embarrassment. It was on my instinct. I hate to be about my and I, but everybody knows. So this LACC law has not, that portion has not changed. You have one commissioner already seated at the LACC from Riverside. You can't give me another commissioner for me to confirm that person from the same county. And you have other commissioners who have been, people who have been nominated, whose county of origin, they are in question. Until we clear all of those issues, and until after the election, it should be so. And I want to thank the Liberian Senate. I want to thank Senator Jonathan Subway, Senator Lawrence, and all of us who stood our ground and said, for God in heaven's sake, not this time.
Thank you very much.
And that's the kind of Senate,
I mean,
we saw, and that's the Senate you will see under Joseph Boakai's administration.
When you guys close, it was very interesting to see that you guys held together and you make the Liberian people happy. And we hope this can continue moving after the election. You guys, I say thanks to you and everyone that rejected it for now. Gibson, Jeru, please come in. We'll go to Daniel Simon.
Yeah, so after Gibson or Sam, can I go?
Yeah, after yes, sir. Thank you very much.
I still want to say thank you to Radio Dubai in Grand Bassa County. They're still airing this program.
Thank you very much, Radio Dubai. Thank you, Senator Dillon. Gibson, go ahead, sir.
You know, Senator Dillon, I really had loved for us to continue to talk about to bring up more light to the process and educate our people. Unfortunately, you came here today for campaign enlightenment. Therefore, I will ask you two questions from the campaign perspective, particularly towards JMB. My understanding about the Unity Party advocacy, if I can call that, is that when it has to do with corruption, JMB disown Ellen. When it has to do with success, JMB embraced Ellen, which was spoken in your words, how the Unity Party succeeded in areas. But at some point, JMB said, the Unity Party said, no, Ellen, we're not part of it. In fact, we don't want to be part of that corruption part. To me, it looks like speaking from the two sides of the mouth. What do you think?
No, I don't think so. When the certain vice president in his own administration can say in one sentence, there were opportunities that were squandered, anybody who has good head on their shoulder, that statement sums up everything that was negative on Ellen, and that's another way of claiming responsibility. That's another way of claiming responsibility. First, acknowledging that there were opportunities. If utilized to the maximum, we have produced better or more outcome. But to even acknowledge it sitting, I hear people say, Boakai told one word when he was vice president. He was vice president when he said there are opportunities that were squandered. And to the little minds, by the time you hear the word squandered, people think you steal money. No, if somebody pay your school fee to go to school and you go to school, you wasted, you squandered an opportunity, for instance. It doesn't mean you stole money, but you acknowledging and you claiming responsibility of lost opportunity and the experience gained for knowing the lost opportunity that you did not maximize. When that opportunity is given again, you make better of it. And that's what Joseph Boakai is saying. That's not in any means shying away from the negatives. And okay, that's how I put it.
The second question I'm going to ask you, I'm not going to ask you whether JMB can win in this county or in the county, because definitely I will be giving you more words to speak the good things about JMB. So I'm not going to ask you.
Yeah, as a media man, you're not giving me promotional questions, man.
I don't want to lead you to do that. The other thing I wanted to ask was, you said that anyone who speaks or attacks JMB, you will be considered an auxiliary of the CDC and the government. My understanding is the Unity Party is an opposition fighting to unseat George Weah. Therefore, if you are attacking JMB and the Unity Party, you are doing the work of the CDC. If my understanding is correct, but you also came here and looks like you have been throwing a lot of jabs at Cummings. He is also an opposition trying to remove the CDC. Could the Cummings people consider you as preaching on behalf of the seditions also, since that we could use your analogy?
So I know where you're coming from. So when I'm asked a specific question, I answer in a way that it makes clarity and becomes clear. That's how I've campaigned with my people, and my message resonates. When I talk about homosexuality and man to man, woman to woman, and lifestyle, it was within that context for people to understand. It was not a direct attack. It was not intended to be any direct attack. But you know, the Bible said the wicked people can run even when nobody running after them. Sometimes, just because you know you bad, by the time they talk about bad things, you start thinking that you're talking about. So I was not doing any direct attack. You even asked me about Charlie, you heard my answer? Was that an attack? I said no. We leave our little sister after the election. We'll rescue her. It's sufficient.
No, I'm not sure you will ever attack Charlene. Charlene, you're a little closer than you and Cummings.
I don't normally attack. Most times, my response can be so robust that people think I'm the attacker. The people, how many times ANC, for instance, their chairman open podcast or get on radio to talk about Senator Lawrence and Darius Dillon? How many times do you hear or respond? When you know somebody's game, I'm coming.
I'll bring a more correlation question.
I'm coming. If the senator got to go, please. I beg you.
Yeah, no, you will.
Yeah, Honorable Gibson, I beg you back.
No, give me a 1 minute.
People got to talk, man, Gibson.
Yeah, Gibson, I beg you, Gibson. Let's squeeze.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Gibson, you squander your opportunity.
Senator, before we bring in, I beg you, please, I beg you, because if I don't do this, Daniel, Kowu, and Minister Wosi will ask you one question each. Please, I beg you. I know we get Mike, but they want to give us some development from his end. But Senator, in answering them, can you also talk about this blue carbon deal that the government struck with UAE? It's very important. A lot of folks asking me, blue carbon LACC, that is saying 67% of the Guinea forest by Liberia area into Liberia. I just sent you that information on your WhatsApp. While you're answering them, can you help us? Is there anything before you guys close session that will discuss among you guys? And also the chicken and egg deal from Israel. Those are my two concerns for now. But let me bring in the guy to ask the question while you answer that. Minister Wosi, go ahead. Daniel Sano will come next, and Cole will take us home. Minister,
so before it escape my mind.
Yes, sir.
On our blue carbon issue, it has not reached the legislature. It is not a discussion. It was not a discussion among us even before we close. Thankfully, you said you just sent it to me. As a leader, I like to read, consult, research before I make an opinionated statement, so you can be informed. So I will have to read what you send, and then I have to do some research and consultation. So when I speak about it, it can be informed.
We will be discussing on Monday, and we have all the documents on June 14. They came up with a special concession agreement. And the honorable name that this was sent to, it was on June 3rd, 2023. It was sent to Honorable Stevenson S. Young, Public Procurement and Concession Commissioner, Republic of Liberia. They have struck the deal. We got the document. And again, if you want to help us come back, that will be fine. But Liberia, they set it for 10%. The WIA government is setting this thing for 10% that will be given to Liberia worth millions of dollars. But again, I will send the document, and we hope to have you back on this subject. It's very important during this time.
Thank you. Thank you,
sir. Thank you, sir. Minister Wosi, please.
Okay, thank you so much, Senator, and let me say thanks to all our.
The message going, you're asking a question again.
One record. Wosi, you too low. We're not hearing you.
Wosi, you low.
I'm low. Hello.
Okay, much better now in my ear.
Can you hear me? Okay, good. So,
Wosi, not get a question. Just tell them, thank you.
Senator, no, start interrupting me. The campaign leadership of the CDC just issued a press release condemning what they call
the casket carrying. The casket carrying.
The casket carrying today, the campaign rally, as an opposition figure. How does?
Mama, we can't hear you. You're stopping for nothing. We can't hear you.
How does that speak to the institution, the CDC commitment to free, fair, and peaceful elections this year?
Farmington.
Yeah, the Farmington.
So CDC is a complete gang and a misrepresentation of what it presents.
Don't be talking about party like that.
Yeah, so let I once let me repeat it, but CDC is a gang and a misrepresentation of what it represents, or what it represents itself to be. You can say the election will be free, fair, impartial, and then you appoint all the government officials in total violation of the laws against political participation. You are not upholding the laws. Anytime we fail to uphold the laws of our country, and hijack it to our own advantage, that's when instability can come. That's what can bring about protest. That's what can bring about disenchantment. That's what can bring about people coming out to express their grievances. When you appoint the governance commission chair to be on your campaign team, it's a violation of the law. It is threatening the peace. When you appoint the maritime commissioner, one of Liberia's biggest generating entity, to chair your campaign, it is against the peace. When you take a deputy minister who's out to be paying off domestic debt to vendors who doing business with government, and you're making treasurer of your campaign, you are not serious. When CDC condemns or propose to condemn each partisan carrying casket, they carry casket for 12 years. Did you see any condemnation? For 12 years, did you see CDC leadership put up any condemnation to stop it? Would have been moved by this charade. What was in our casket? Is everything wrong they did to the country today that we bury them with politically?
Thank you very much. Let me bring in Kawu. Kawu, please.
How many countries do you think your side?
One question, sir. One question. We already gotta go.
Go see your question finish.
Yeah. Kawu, please stop me for me. He will laugh if you stop him.
Don't worry, I will be here again. You will add up every question, I will answer you.
Yeah, Honorable, before my last question, I would like to thank you for coming, making yourself available and visible also with the campaign. A promise kept, and we can't say how much we appreciate you. But before we take leave of you, I'm always on this show, and every place I advocate, I'm telling the people that even though it's possible to clinch a first round victory, but if we cannot do that in the first round, we are the face of the opposition to collaborate with to redeem our country. And I told them, because our train is very spacious, and when it shall arrive, there shall be a big tent of inclusion. As you know, the CDC government has no credibility of inclusion. For 6 years, our cabinet unchanged, never absorbed, never leveraged power. Unlike the UP they criticized today, Eugene Nangwe, who is the campaign chair of the CDC, held 3 different ministerial jobs in that government, in the UP-led government. So the UP, I don't know where this myth comes from with arrogance, but has shown credibility of inclusion. And that's why we've been able to make strong partnership with the likes of the LP and the MTR. I just want you to reiterate this message to the opposition. How open our arms are. What does the rescue train look like? How much can it accommodate people?
There are many, many, many uncountable bus stops along the way. The train is stopping. And even after the train arrives at its final destination, the train still has space for all Liberians. The leadership of Joseph Boakai will embrace everyone. Understandably, during campaign period, people take sides. Understandably, allow it. If you want people to support you, persuade, be convincing. And that's my kind of campaign style. That's what we take around. The rescue train is open. It is flexible to people coming on board. It pains us when people leave. We hope, wish they will always want to come back for whatever reason that they left. But the train got to go on to reach its final destination for the sake of rescuing the country. And I will ask Daniel to allow me to just close because I have to leave, and then he can make his comment after I have left. I want to say thank you, Stanton, and all of you. I want to reiterate to our rescue mission, the example of the leader is the one who should follow. A calm demeanor, but very resolute in action. As we move into campaign, our target and focus is just we are in the gang. Anybody that attacks us is either because we are threat to them, like political threat, like CDCC's Joseph Boakai and the rescue mission. Anybody beyond us attacking us says something. We are blocking their way. They can't find a way through. And it will be another smart move for us to be looking beyond for distractions. We will respond when it is extremely necessary. Respond in such a way that if you won't try again, you will not try. Just like Dr. Francis left the show today. You're not trying. We're coming. We also already. I want to say thank you to Rescue Mission, to all of us. Number 2, on the ballot, October 10. Unless anything changes by intervention beyond us, it's number 2 on the ballot. I'm closing by reminding our people beyond us that we, the Rescue Mission, and including Joseph Newman Boakai, we are up for war crimes court and to end the culture of impunity, not just war crime court, but economic crimes court, to be robust in the fight against corruption, to ensure that integrity institutions become relevant, robust, and active, to ensure that the dignity of our people will be restored, where Papa will be able to come home and not stay in the corner until it gets dark when the children are sleeping before you enter. We want to rescue the country from salary harmonization. We want to rescue the country from a declining judicial system. We want to rescue the country from all these mysterious deaths, killings that are going on. We want to rescue the country from everywhere there's crime committed, but justice is at least served or assured to be served. That's the kind of country we want to run. And that's all we want to rescue the country from. 6 more years of George Weah and his gang. It will take Liberia more than 50 years into recovery. And I don't want to do that to the children of this country and to the next generation, because they will ask us questions. Thank you and God bless you.
Senator Dillon, before you leave, we got a video. I want you to speak to this video. It will shock you. This is very, very important video to Dillon. And this one will carry you home laughing or mad. Take a look.
Why you let drama? Why you let drama? Why you let drama?
Thank you very much.
But you see that
this one was a nice one. She looks so young and dewy and you know.
Right. Yeah, man. Come on.
You see that woman who was dancing? That woman is a complete embodiment of selflessness for national good. Woman with courage and resilience, never about herself. Yomli Kanga Lawrence is a kind of leader this country should always aspire to have. Fine. Wish for. Yomli Kanga Lawrence has demonstrated the highest degree of selflessness for common good. And that's what this country will benefit from, and God will reward her. She remains our leader and the mother of the rescue mission. To rescue this country, to rescue her children, to rescue the country, and rescue all the other people who are doing Diriba Nyama. And when we talk about rescuing the country, We rescue the country, we punish bad behavior. Those who will be punished by law. Rescuing the country does not mean we come in pamper everybody and get them basically, even if you were wrong. We will not do like Ellis coming who say it can not buy the Steve on FIFA, one FIFA say it's corrupt. No, we will not do that. We'll punish bad behavior. I want to thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Dillon. Thank you.
You're a barber, you know.
It's not being a beautiful show. Let me say something though. People got to understand me. I had a conversation with someone today, and they said, but Stanton, when you started the Spoon Talk, it was about everybody. I said, true, it is about everybody. Time came, they said it was CPP ANC platform. When we move on, oh, it was CDC platform. Oh, it was Unity Party platform. It's everybody. It's for the Liberian people. But what Dillon did today, and to all of our panelists, I said thank you. But as we end on this program tonight, I want us to play this Yombly thing. Election season is on. No feelings, no hard feelings, no bad feelings. Attack, because you want your person to win. But this Yombly, I call my senator, I say, you vest with me? She said, I'm vest with you, we do our plow. I don't think, with everything they said, Joseph Boakai will carry Yombly. No, Joseph Boakai don't carry Yombly. No, she will do this. No, she won't do this. She dropped everything. She's saying we have to rescue this nation. No bitterness, no envy, but our eyes is set on the goal. And the goal is to rescue this nation. I want to say to everybody, talk about your political leaders. Promote your political leaders. Starting Monday, it will be very, very important. Starting Monday, it will be so powerful. We're going to have Prince Moi. We're going to have Yombly Kanga Lawrence. We're going to bring in Dr. Yakpawulo Yuri. We're going to bring in Clarence Moruba. We're going to bring in members from CDC, from CPP, and everyone going to come in because we are in election season. I want to do this one more time. I want to play this clip one more time, please. I like to see Yombly dancing. I beg you, allow me to play this one more time. Me
too.
Yeah, I beg you. Allow me just to play this thing one more time before we go home. Guys, don't forget the late night program will be on tonight. I got young men, Liberian men and women. I want women to add to it tonight. It can be so powerful. Join the late night program. And Mobile, Nelson, Raymond, all of them. Jerry talking about the Liberian pub. Typical Liberian.
I was there last night.
Oh, you were there last night? I want to say it's powerful. I will encourage every one of you. It's free. Get the link and just come on. The late night politics, the people, I call them the beginning, but they're not picking. And Jerry is older than me. But these guys are talking about the Liberian issue. They're not sugarcoating. And I want to say it's coming on again tonight. Be part of it. But I beg you, let me ease my mind. Today, Joseph, you might be our closing before the video. Tanya close the music. Yeah, we'll do our closing today. Joseph Yima Boakai is on his way right now as we speak to right now. They're like maybe 45 minutes away to this program. They're going to talk to the Kisi people in that part of Maryland. You know, Maryland get a Kisi quarter. They are going there. They're going to speak to the Kisi people. Joseph Yima Boakai is being escorted by all the guys around him, the women, and he's going to speak to Kisi people from Foya. He's going to speak Kisi. He's going to speak the language. He's going to tell the people that it's time. And if you are in the Maryland area, I will say this to you. The venue is 594 Crown Brooks Road, Kirkisville, Maryland. Kirkisville. So if any one of you around there, that part of Maryland, they want us to announce, go meet and greet Joseph Yima Boakai. They are asking you to please, if you're around that Kirksville or Kirkisville, whatever way you will pronounce it, go and meet and greet the Honorable Ambassador Joseph Yima Boakai. He's about 45 minutes away as we speak. I'm going to call Fagon to give us update, but don't forget, I will play the Yombly clip again because for me, I want to see her dancing. That's my senator. Nobody can stop me. I will play this clip again. Let's call Fagon. Let Fagon give an update because they asked me Please do this for them. Then we can move on to the closing of the show. Fagon, you are live, my brother. You are live. You're on the Spoon Talk. Can you update us concerning Joseph Yima Boakai, Standard Bearer of Unity Party?
Sure. We are on our way to 594 Cookiesville, Maryland. As I speak to you, lots and lots of people are on their way. We've been seeing some live feed, and people are of us preparing to leave the hotel where Ambassador Joseph Yuma Boakai said, despite what he saw in Monrovia today, he is committed to giving George Weah one round. And you can see he's showing the victory sign, but he wanted to remind seditionists that in 2005, the carry casket, they were brutally beaten. In 2011, the carry caskets, they were brutally beaten again. And in 2017, when they put down their caskets and had enough people on board to help them with a victory, they obtained the victory, which they later abused. He's not surprised that they are carrying caskets in 2023, which signifies again that they will be beating, except that this time around, they will be beaten in one round.
Can you give us again how long the program? Folks are asking how soon you want them to be there. The announcement is out right now. What's your mission? What's the message of Joseph Yima Boakai? Who the special group he's going to meet? Minister Fagon.
Well, it's not only the group that organized it, mainly from the Kisi tribe, Foya region. They have their own organization. It's just like you have the Loma or Felmusa, which is the Marengo Muslim group, and different groups, you know, the UNIPOA, United Pastor Organization of America. So they have their own, but they were the ones that organized it for all Liberians to be able to assemble within the DMV area to be able to meet and greet Ambassador Joseph Yuma Boakai, as well as be able to interact with him. He will be speaking, contrary to some views expressed, that he was only able to go to Rhode Island and Minneapolis and other areas. In fact, as opposed to the surgery they say he was here to take, now they're asking why is he taking so long in the United States? The reality is everyone wants to see him. Everyone wants to see the incoming next president of the Republic. All polls shows that he's in double digits. And a lot of Liberians have considered that indeed, if he can serve as vice president for 12 unbroken years with the experience that Madam Selif expressed and the preparedness that she alluded to, then of course the country is in dire need of a statesman. So wherever he goes, he's attracting the crowd. And I can tell you this, people are trooping into Cookiesville as we speak. They want to get a glimpse of this statesman. And more so, some people want to see how healthy he is. And I can tell you, from the pictures I sent, he is saying that he will give George Weah one round and one round only.
Are you riding alongside with Ambassador Boakai, or are you at the location, or where are you right now?
We are in the convoy heading to Cookiesville. I am sitting in the car with Jake Kabakoli. And so indeed, the convoy is indeed long. That I can tell you. But we are heading to Cookiesville, and most of us that are traveling with him came from various parts of the states, and we expect to meet the other people from Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia in Cookiesville.
So you flew out of Minnesota and straight into New Jersey to be on this trip?
No, I actually flew back to Tennessee and hoping to get some rest. But then I was told that a lot of people will be there and that we needed some form of stumping to be done. So I immediately put down my bags and booked the next flight and headed out of Tennessee to Philadelphia and then into Jersey. And as you can see, we're on our way now to Maryland.
Thank you very much, Honorable Eugene Fagon. We want to say you guys have a safe trip, and we hope.
And just to let you know, his message to the Liberian people is true unity, growth and development can be experienced. And he will be sharing with them his IRS, which has to do with agriculture, roads, education, sanitation, tourism, etc.
Thank you very much. I hope you can update us and put up some video. We say safe trip and our regards to the ambassador, former Vice President Joseph Yimon Boakai. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Thank you. Folks, there you have it. Joseph Yimon Boakai will be in Maryland, Cockeysville, where the program tonight will be had. I want to say that's a good thing. Thank God we have Fagon embedded with the former Vice President. Again, I don't know whether Fagon will be heading back to Liberia, but I think it will be a good thing likewise. It's good to have Fagon giving us bit by bit this information that is very good. Before we go to our closing, I'll play this video one last time. I must play Yombly video. She's my senator, she's my everything, and I appreciate whosoever make this video for her. Can't wait to see her when she get here into the United States. Let me play this thing one more time. One of the best video ever, so get mad if you want, but I will play it.
We have our countries and our people are working. Nothing ever say you don't do nothing, but I won't do nothing. So now we know that we can have fun. I would have bring my portion. Down to work, so show. That I can't even find the things and go. You know why you are high. Down to work, so show. That's what I go so. On the things and go. You are high. I said I see the thing. So free talking. Nothing ever say you do nothing. But now you want to something. So, but now you want me to do nothing. You do nothing. And now you want to do nothing. So free talking. Nothing ever say you do nothing. But now you want to do nothing. So free talking. Nothing ever say you do nothing. Then you say you got medicine. Right now at the camping office working. On our way to Brazil, the things are moving and working. That's how working. You can't find the thing in keep my working. That's it, I put up on the top way. The former protein. Everything I on the free yesterday
Hey man, let's do the closing. Hey man, let's do the closing, man. Listen, I'm not part again, folks.
Mongo got his dancing song. He was dancing to our bring it.
No, I'll tell you what though. The day I see Young Chairman said we're getting the dancing competition. Man, that woman can dance. Oh boy. But again,
that dance we saw you doing Liberia, you depending on.
No, watching. Maybe I want to know, folks. We want to say thank you very much. We thought we were bringing in Mike Japate. He came on, but it looked like there were no LDC. We'll try to get him for next week because Mike Japate is on the road. He traveling every county and asking the people. So I was able to speak to him this morning. And again, he said, Stanton, I got a message for the Liberian people. I want to say that message on your show, but we couldn't get him. I know what the message is. The message is in the right direction. And I want to say to every one of you, you heard Yombly. Prince Boy is in Bon County. Yombly is in Buchanan with Jonathan Capet. Jeremiah Kuhn and PYJ in Nimba. Joseph Yimon Boakai just going to walk through Lofa County. Jane Barney is in Maryland. Darius DeLaw and the forces in Moserado. Must I name them again? We even talk about Grand Jada Yeo and that other part of the Southeast. We ain't talk about all the in-between county. Must I name them? I don't want you to have a sleepless night. I will say this. And I always say this.
Sleepless night.
My best friend Ketema had a 46 minutes conversation with me today. And I know what we talk. If Ketema predict, I want you guys to go and ask him. It's very, very bad for that boy to predict. Before they don't won the election, he told me. So what do you want to say about Ketema? But what he told me today scared the heck out of me. People are just working overtime, but this is done. C'est fini.
He said Cummings will win.
He will say no such thing.
I will not say. Let me feel I do my own closing. I beg you. Don't put me in a situation I can't handle. I will not say it because Ketema will be on the show and he will say himself. But what he said concerning Joseph Yema Boakai, George Manawia, Alexander Cummings, and Tewan Gonglo is shocking. But he said Labro will be delivered. I didn't know CPP. Let me leave it. Ketema would speak for themselves. But I would say
just give her a gist of what he said.
No. What he said, is what is happening today.
Yes.
What he said is exactly what is happening. Liberian people have come to the mindset and said no matter what it is, the Liberians will have to redeem Liberia. And it's about to happen. The only thing Ketema in his closing, he said, we pray for JMB to have long life and good and better life. And that was very strong. I was surprised for him to say that. He didn't tell me who will win or who will lose. He just said we pray that JMB to have a long and strong, better life. Because this thing is finished. Amen. I was shocked for Ketema to tell me that it's finished.
Where are the doubting Thomases?
And I would say this to every one of you: finish who finish it, how it finish. It's up to you now. But he just says, Stanton, it's finished because I visit the Hatai shop. He said I can pay my own way and go among the people. I will listen to Ketema 46 minutes. 46 minutes. He said, I can go in the Atai shop and just sit down and drink my Atai. People come around. But I want to say to you folks, we're getting there. Getting humbly saying, I will say this as my last line, and I will say, wow. Prince Johnson and Jeremiah Kun Nima Kante. I asked Ketema. Ketema said, stand don't forget it. Hey man, I won't say what Ketema tell me, man. What I was discussing our conversation is confidential. Ketema, I'm sorry. I'm not going to say anything. Let me say my own. To be fair, Prince Johnson, Jeremiah Kun, Nima Kante, who are poor foot. Richardson, please come back.
Give him one try.
Richardson, please come back.
Oh my God.
Prince Moyi, Bon Kante. Jim Biden that dared the government and say, you show me receipt that you send money to the hospital there in Maryland.
Southeast.
Yombly Kanga Lawrence, like they don't say, Jonathan Capet. May his soul rest in peace, hands by you, the namesake continue to move on. Monserrato Darusilo and the entire rescue team. But today, I'm happy that God will give us the strength to move on to see the end that comes October 10. Come October 10. We'll know who be who in this election. There will be no sleeping. October 10, every man, every pa, every sister, every brother, every child, every baby, every son, every daughter will be up. Nobody cooking in the morning. Everybody will start cooking in the afternoon. Nobody sleeping. Election tiring will be up. Everybody will be up and will watch the vote. We don't need no Jewish people, Israeli people to watch our vote. We don't need no special security people. No. We will be up. Vehicle, motorbike transportation will be moving between polling station to polling station. And everybody, the old man will put the laptop down and everybody will sleep outside. Or big pot or hot tea will be boiling with the bread and butter, and everybody will sleep outside. People say you need money to pay pool washer. Yes, but the best pool washer will be you. At the end, everybody will be looking. The people will close the bars, they will count it. Everybody will have their own receipt. You get it? Yeah. You're ready to take it? Yeah. So from that polling station to NEC, anything happen, we know. And we want to say to you, get ready. If you're from district number 11, Grand Bassa County, district number 50, Nima County, and you want your pot of tea, we will give you the names of
Dr. Richardson take over. The man is frozen. He's been hacked.
You see this thing here, that thing I fell. So now you start talking about the main thing, the people cutting you up. I believe I go now. Daniel, you saw this? Daniel, you're muted. You just saw what happened?
I was suspecting the same thing.
Soon as I talk about the Israeli people, they start turning me off.
Oh, wow.
This is very serious, folks. But I will end this thing. If you want your bread and your butter and your Lipton tea and sugar for that election night, we will tell you who to reach to. Trust me. If you're sedition, if you're CPP, if you're Unity Party, we'll provide the sugar, we'll provide the Lipton tea, we'll provide the bread. You will stay outside and you'll wash your own vote. We may not get money to pay you, but we'll buy the hot water for you. And you'll drink it and you'll stay outside and you'll dance your dying song. You will beat the drum. The children will clap and play Nafo in the darkness. And everybody will watch the vote. May God bless you, man. A beautiful Saturday. Join us again Monday. That would be good. Let's do our closing. I will go straight to Daniel Sano, Kowu Mempe, Gibson, Jerry, and Dr. Richardson will take us home. DOS.
Thank you. Because today was really tense. I have to go to bed to rest and get ready for tomorrow. But it's always good to be here. And I see some of our friends from the ANC are already decided to attack Senator Dillon. I don't know for what reason. But it's all part of the conversation that we'll continue to have. That we're supposed to have a common opponent in this race, which is George Weah. And some of our friends continue to show to the world and to the entire country that they are not in the race to win. Their goal is to stop Joseph Boakai from winning. That's why when I listen to Dr. Richardson confidently saying it will be your again, if to say she doesn't have a candidate in the race, I was concerned. But the Liberian people can see through the deception. Those who have allowed themselves to be used as political conduit for others to vent out their anger against Joseph Boakai. Liberian people already know the story. And so we don't want to waste our time talking about that. But when I listen to Dr. Richardson also asking Senator Dillon what Ambassador Boakai want to do and sounding like a sedition, why are you coming to rescue? There's a lot of things to rescue. There are some of our friends who
talk about your candidate. Stop talking about James.
The institutor in chief.
There are some of our friends who have said they're struggling with left side. We're coming to rescue them from those left styles. So it's important we talk about it. I know she doesn't know to hear about it, but we need to be very definite because the country that we want to run is a country that respects the values, the societal values, the traditional heritage of our country. We want to protect everything. So those who say they're struggling with left style, we come in to rescue them. We want to rescue the children are dying from kush every day on the street. We want to revive the dying civil service of our country. Give them a decent salary that they can make a decent living. We want to rescue the poor healthcare system. Sorry, you're not familiar with Liberia's situation, but it is very exciting that in the 21st century, people still die from curable diseases in Liberia. So these are the problems that the Boakai ticket seek to address. And since you're always asking for the policy conversation and giving how tense a conversation can be, I will supply you with a Unity Party policy document tomorrow so that you can be able to read it and, and acquaint yourself with some of the good things that Ambassador Boakai want to do for the country. It's important when you go through it. I have not seen anything from Mr. Cummings. I will personally send you the Unity Party policy, the rescue mission policy. And everything is spelled out there in black and white. And everything we say on the platform every day, not guesswork. Those are things that are inscribed within the platform. So I know all of that will come in. It's always been a good time to be here. We'll be here again on Monday to continue the conversation. It's our own obligation to our country. The motherland is at a very critical juncture. And we cannot sit back with our hands folded. That's why we take the responsibility to be here every day to enlighten our people, because this election is very crucial. It's a make or break situation for our country. That's why we define our role, we chose our path.
2 minutes are over, yeah?
We prepare to defend that path to the letter.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you, Dada.
Thank you very much, Dada. Dada, you funny. Thank you. Let me bring in, let me miss this. Let me bring in Gibson. Then I can bring in Corwood and Dr. Richardson and take us home. Go ahead, sir.
These Unity Party people, they are very, very hypocritical. I don't know whether they monitor themselves or they listen to themselves when they are talking. I don't want to talk. I don't want to defend Cummings, but this is very reprehensible.
You can just defend
You come here and pretend like you don't want to talk. You don't want JMB to be attacked, but every word from your mouth is an attack against Cummings. This is very hypocritical, and you need to stop this because you say
no. You attacking or you closing?
I have my 2 minutes. I can use it any way I want to use it. First of all.
You're squandering your 2 minutes, oh.
You're squandering the 2 minutes.
No, but that's okay, guys. I beg you. They didn't interrupt. No, they make out to speak now. We shouldn't do this. You didn't interrupt you when you were speaking. I beg you. Mr. Gibson,
what I try to do when any guests come here, I tend not to contest information with the person. I tend to ask questions. Dillon is a very fine man. On the issues that has to do with his function, he has a very grips of them. But he's not the best messenger for JMB because JMB does not have record. They don't mention record. They say he can win. He will win. Listen, let me just make it clear here to Daniel Sano and the rest of you from the Unity Party. I want JMB to lose so Gonglo can go up. Maybe you don't hear me clearly. I want JMB to lose so Gonglo can go run up with George Weah. That is my mission. If I don't achieve that mission and JMB still wins, we will support the opposition. But don't come here and pretend like the opposition have to be worshiping JMB. We think that JMB is not a right person. JMB government will be 5 times more corrupt than any government that exists in Liberia. And I'm saying their market. Everything I say in my market. Today is the 6th.
Is that right, Jerry speak?
No. Daniel, stop, my man. Bye. Hey, bye.
Okay, you don't even have the patience to listen to
us. To speak, my man.
When you are speaking, everybody comes quiet. When we speak, they are juking you with knife. They're juking you with needle. You don't have the intellectual capacity to allow other people's speech to live. That's the problem with you people.
Same time, man. You don't instigate when other people talking. Why you won't say that?
Now you see, Daniel, you told the man get very cool. Who told the man laughing? So like who do the talking?
No, I mean, let me be honest with you guys. This election, I have my eyes on the ball. That George Weah should not go for second round. My second eyes on the ball is that Councillor Gonglo, the most competent, the fighter of social justice, the man of rule of law, the most impeccable candidate in this race, in my judgment, should go one-on-one with whoever goes for runner-up. and he will beat them because everyone knows that Councillor Gongo possesses the character, the impeccability, the zest to be able to deliver this country from the chicanery that we have experienced over the years. JMB does not have that. JMB government, he will be at home sleeping while the people stealing in the government. And have you ever thought of it? I mean, we're not wishing JMB to die, but if JMB was to leave tomorrow, do you think Jeremiah Kun is the best bet to take this country forward? Do you think he has what it takes to lead us to another 6 or 7 years, or 2 years, or 3 years? Think about it before you cast the ballot for JMB, because this will be the most disastrous thing that will happen to Liberia if JMB wins and he is unable to continue because he wants to resign or say, look, you know what, I'm retiring. Jeremiah Kun can carry it. It will be the most disastrous moment of our country to put our country in the hands of Jeremiah Kun. You haven't thought of it? Think about it now. Daniel Sando, anytime I come here, I came to remove JMB. Let me say it clear so you can know. Until this first round is over, I will do everything for Liberians to know that JMB government will be most corrupt. He is incapable of running this government, and we will fight until we go to the second round. But if we don't, anyone who goes one-on-one with Joshua, we will support them, because that is the ball that we cannot keep our eyes off. Thank you.
Thank you, Gibson.
Gibson, thank you. I don't know why Fagon putting this picture up. Fagon giving you deuces, he and JMB. They're giving you deuces.
I'm not sure that you don't put me on, man.
It's Fagon putting it on. I mean, can you talk? Seriously. Fagon, you
on a serious note, I like the Ometa, that the kind of tie I can wear. Those big ties.
Yeah, but man, he looking sharp, man. I don't know where they are, but he looking very sharp.
Why you not like it?
He looks taller than Cummings.
Looks taller than Cummings. Go ahead.
This is one of the best pictures I've ever seen. I'm going to put on my page. The Ometa got a very nice style.
But when they won, they say what? I don't one round. Wait, Kahoot. They won, yeah. It means one round, right?
One round.
All right.
Well, CDC also does the number one.
So, are you confusing us?
The two is the number on the ballot. It's the number on the ballot for the UP.
They are at the second place.
Check number 2, yes.
Okay, check number 2. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, good. So talk to us.
CDC also does the number 1, but it doesn't mean one round, it means one term.
Okay.
Okay. I like that.
Go ahead, talk to us, Kobe.
Well, I just want to thank you for a great show. The opening of the campaign. The opening of the campaign. Gibson is in a habit. He's so bored. In fact, you will take a picture of JB and try to make it look ugly or old. And actually, if you do age projection or whatever, that means one of the funniest candidates in the race. So when you're doing that thing, it's laughable. But let me tell you something. You come here and show how unpatriotic you are, Gibson. When you say this government would be, listen, then JMB government would be 5 times correct, would be the worst government. But you said on their show and say if he's in the second round, you will vote for him. Choose your struggle, choose your battle. I'm telling you,
lesser of two evils.
Do not interrupt me. I'm speaking.
I agree, but lesser of two evils. I can make it.
Not interrupt Lily.
I
Lily, why are you talking?
Let her finish, but we got to go back, please.
Our candidate has been one of the only candidates pushing for, women empowerment. Once he said women, we're talking about rural women, all of the women of my background. So you have to protect women. But let me tell you, I come here, I see anti-JMB exuberance tonight. You say you're going to be like this as the campaign goes because you're trying to kick him out. It's a good strategy because I know you're trying to reach to the second round. But you have to understand that the strategy is poor in logic because we are the number 1 in the polls. To be in the second round, you got to eliminate the CDC. So if you abandon we are and come attacking us, you will not make it to the second round. And what will we do? We'll enjoy your endorsement in round 2.
You want to wild goose chase?
To know, yes, that is it. And we'll go to the second round. But I want you to know, as politicians, we understand your frustration. You've put a lot of work. Unfortunately, you came in late, and you cannot outpace us. Parties that the ANC been working for many years too. Their numbers, according to statistics, very low. It is frustrating for anybody, but we understand. And I always like to end the show saying we don't take it with arrogance. We take it with humility. We know that we're the forerunners. We know that we have a mission, all of us here in our country as a whole, to rescue it from where it is today. We either fulfill that mission or we betray that mission. And I know you included, all of us, Gibson, you included, will not stand and fulfill that mission during the critical hour when a decision is to be made with continuity of failure, as opposed to bringing in an experienced statesman. So at the end of the day, I just want to reassure you, we bring this credibility of inclusion. Our leader is telling everybody to come on board. He's a national leader who has his arms open. The campaign has begun. The CEO said it. Our people are deployed everywhere from Nimba to the southeast. And I don't want to forget the Western cluster. We have Taba Fabla and Tonola Fabla. They were in Cape Man. We have Tyler and other people
Botokana in Bapolu.
And Botokana in Bapolu. Those are leaders who want to recognize for the work they were doing there. And it's Yombli Kanga is not only operating in Grand Bassa, but the entire Bassa belt, which includes River Sears, Magibi, Mamba, all of these places where there are Bassa speaking people. She's there encouraging them to be on board, and the victory is sure. So we need to come together and focus on how we can build our country together. We are not a common enemy. We are the forerunners in the opposition. But yes, with what we saw today, we should be speaking against electoral violence. We should be denouncing the toting of casket. The last thing I said on this show that Councillor Gonglo was doing when he had his anti-corruption march. We need to speak against those things.
I agree with you on that one.
Leader should be treated like that. Women should not go out there and people throw bags around him or say they are doing a political bearing of Cummins and digging his political grave. We will not incite violence. We will not do it. What the CDC did today, it shows that they are in an opposition mentality. It shows that they are coming from a position of weakness. Our country, our peace matters. This will end up where we have victory to the opposition through Joseph Yuma Boakai. There will be no violence that will thwart this process. So we just want our people to be resolved, to know that Liberia is going green. It will be happening in a few days. Stay put. Change is coming, but embrace the change. For all of you are welcome on board. Even when in the CDC, there are good and decent guys, the likes of Phil Tapper Dixon. He belongs on the train too. In the ANC, smart guys, you see Mambe, good guys with the Gonglo. You all are welcome on board. For this is a dream train for Liberia. It's not for any one group of people. So thank you tonight. Thank you to all of our listeners. As always, there's so much room on our train. Come on board. If it weren't so, I wouldn't be telling you again tonight. I will always be here to remind you. Thank you.
And Stanton, for 10 seconds, I have it written here what you wrote about
Richardson. Why are you always at this?
Dr. Richardson.
Daniel, please, I beg you.
I beg you, Gibson will come back after Dr. Richardson. Gibson, after Dr. Richardson will come back to you.
Don't do that.
After Dr. Richardson will come back to you. Go ahead.
Just 10 seconds. I don't want to agree with Memphis.
The casket
issue. Talking about the reason why I'm even more convicted that I think or I know and feel that Mr. Cummings is going to be the best leader to lead Liberia. You know, having someone like, Daniel Sano, Senator Dillon on to personally attack people, because that's exactly what happened here tonight. When I asked Senator Dillon questions, he and Daniel Sano, his bark dog, started to attack me, or either, I wasn't asking the right question or whatever. This is the example of the type of leadership they're going to present to Liberia. there is not going to be any dissenting views that they don't like. And so, Liberians, I'm speaking to you today. These people will come and talk sweet talk. They will come and tell you about, popularity that they have already won. You know where our country is and where we need to be. They have their own personal vendetta, as I told you today. Daniel Sano is upset with the Liberty Party. It's brewing inside of him. This is why he comes and spew craziness about Mr. Cummings. Likewise, Dillon.
I find your comment very
insulting. Please do not interrupt me.
I find your comment very insulting.
Well, that's the.
Thank you, Daniel. Okay. But Dr. Richardson, can you choose a better word still?
Yeah. What words did I choose? What did I choose?
If you say he's Dillon back dog and he's spreading craziness.
But that won't happen here today. He was echoing what Mr. Dillon said.
If I said that to you, you like it?
Hold on 1 minute, Daniel. Daniel, let me address it. Dr. Richardson, can we speak to the issue and be clear in our words, please?
I am speaking to the issue. I'm speaking to the issue how Daniel Sano and Senator Dillon have personal vendetta because they cannot speak anything without calling Mr. Cummings' name or Musa ability. When they came here today, I wanted them to speak about issues. Tell me how Vice President Joseph Boakai can lead our country, what qualification he has, what has he done in the past? How can he now rescue Liberia? That's what I wanted you guys to speak about. But no, I was continuously interrupted by either Daniel Sano or Senator Dillon. He even went to the place when I asked him a question on him lying to the Liberian people for no reason. And in my line of work, it's pathological lying. That's how we describe that. And he went and answered, say, "Oh, I'm not remorse to the Liberian people, so they should forgive me. I've never seen a leader who apologized to the Liberian people, so therefore I have integrity." Liberian people should be the one that should tell you that you have integrity, not you. Because if you
apologize for a lifestyle.
Daniel, I think
I beg you. Then I beg you. Let you finish.
Daniel and I have had this conversation.
Today's the first day of the election. Let's just remain clean and speak to the issue. No names called in, folks. I beg you guys.
So
please.
I just want Liberian people to know. Here we go again. He's not talking about his issues, the issues of the election. He's talking about somebody's lifestyle. And I told Daniel that anybody who is more concerned about another man's lifestyle or another woman's lifestyle, they themselves have issues in the closet that they are dealing with. So Daniel, if you have issues that you want to inform the Liberian people, openly or privately, do that. But don't come in. Amen. Don't come in.
Be more personal. She be more personal, Senator.
For you, when you talk about somebody's lifestyle, you're not being personal.
What's the problem?
When you talk about somebody's lifestyle, you're not being personal, right? Yeah, that's a good thing. Leave the thing. I hope you don't even come back on this show.
They had to put him in the bag. He belongs to the bag for now.
No, I didn't put him in his bag. Daniel went back himself. I didn't move.
And just to end, Mr. Cummings has a lot to offer the Liberian people. He talked about, building our infrastructure, which is in the garbage. I know Mr. Boakai Vice President Boakai has no connection to the outside world, which is what we need to build our infrastructure. We need to come and ask people to support us financially. And also, they need to be able to help us to support us technologically, come with skills. And for 12 years or however way you guys want to put it, he was in a corrupt system. He has no connection to other people. And so our country, if you guys elect Vice President Boakai, or if you elect CDC, you'll be putting our country backward again. So I urge you So again, don't look at likability, like they will come here, oh, we're popular, we've won, they will try to sweet talk us. Do not look at that. Do not look at their personal vendetta that they have with, Mr. Cummings or Musability. Look at who can offer a plan to make Liberia a more deserving place. Look at who can offer a plan to change our health care. Look at who can offer a plan to improve the education system. Mr. Cummings he always says the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. And I think I said this on the show the last time. In order for us to determine whether Mr. Vice President Boakai will be a good leader, look at his past. What has he spoken
on 2
for?
minutes?
What has he spoken for?
She's a moderator, don't forget.
Don't mind. Okay. What has he spoken for? When have you seen him speak? And I agree with saying, even though I have to laugh about it. Gifton said when we elect Boakai, the people around Daniel Sanders around for a job. Maybe Dillon is around here. I don't know why, So
I'm going to respond. I have the capacity to respond appropriately. So don't think you'll go free.
You will respond, Daniel.
Okay. I hold you by word.
Daniel, you will respond. Let Dr. Richardson.
Let me just say something. The place that you and I have reached, there's nothing you can say, that will be so important to impact my life or impact anything in this world. You want to maintain your job. That's what you're doing. Otherwise, you'll be talking something of substance to the Liberian people, but you're not. So on that note, Liberians, the ones that are listening, I'm going to leave and thank you for coming as always. All right. See you later.
Okay, let me do the 10 seconds and I'll be done. I just want to talk about the casket thing. Honestly, Madam Ms. Gono, I agree with you 100%. The issue of casket, I'm not a fan of casket toting around here. The only problem I have is this casket toting has been on both sides. Sedition did it during the 1980s when we were with power. That time my mentor was not born yet. When we were with power, people told casket on their head to put turbo in the casket. And even recently during the demonstrations where Dr. Dillon and Costa led, they towed casket in the street, the Georgia casket. I'm not a fan of casket towing. This election is too important. It's not like ordinary demonstration. It's not an ordinary rally. This election, the ruling party should be able to control its people not to provoke any animosity. Because what they did, there was just an inch. If you observe what happened today, it was just an inch when the United Party guys were passing and the sedition were coming. And it just happened that everybody just decided to be peaceful and they passed by each other. These are provoking things. I think they should do it with let preach politics. Let have rallies. Let have let converge to talk about our issue. But I don't believe that this casketing makes sense to me. And I think it's an old politics. It should be out of play for now. And that's just all I want to say about that. I agree with him. It's violent prone. So to me, it's very violent prone.
Go ahead, make your point, son.
Let me say this, guys. To our sister Kowu point, very well taken. This thing about total casket. The CDC have control of their organization. They will do better. But again, imagine, Gibson, the first day of election, the season open. There will be a lot of hard feelings. But I will beg everyone that follow Spoon and listen to Spoon. We as panelists on the show, and welcome Daniel Sando, Mepe Gono, Dr. Richardson, Mo Ali, you Gibson, Mame, Prince Maxwell, Fadiga. Again, our sympathy goes out to Fadiga. He lost a very, very good person in his life. A loved ones passed away in Senegal. We'll discuss that on Monday. And I received the information. I reached out to him. Yes, that's his fiancée that passed away. Touched him a few days back, and we wish him well. So he's hanging on. He's strong. Our sympathy goes out to Fadiga. But I want to say everybody contributing well. Remy Gray, come and go, Eugene Lamin Fagon, everybody going to make the case for his or her political leader. Whether we are present or absent, everybody, but please, once we have come together on the show, we should do everything to be respectful. We should do everything to remain respectful. So this show was beautiful. Thanks to Senator Dillon. If we went contrary to the rules of the show, we do apologize to you. But we pray that you join us again Monday.
I just want to add before you
You're going to add, I'm going to give you the chance. And I know very well you seem to be like me, Daniel. You laugh, you brush things off. But we will not do the tit for tat, and we will not position ourselves. And I know you won't do that, but I will beg everyone. As we move on.
That's because we laugh and brush things off.
Excuse me, Kawu, please. I beg you. We will move on. We'll speak on the issue. We'll defend our political leader. We'll defend the truth. We'll defend the Liberian people. But if we come with attitude that will be so demeaning, an attitude that will take a contrary, that will engage in insults, we will ask you, if you're not okay for that day, you can take the time off and join us next. This goes to everyone. Our guests will be well protected. We in the election season. I like how Dillon handled himself. And I like how Dr. Richardson handled herself at some point.
The guests should be protected.
Kawu,
we
can speak one at a time, man, please. So I will beg everyone would do the right thing, and the message will be heard. Daniel Sando, you have the closing argument on the show tonight, sir.
Thank you.
Is that why the closing?
Daniel Sando have the closing argument on Spoon Talk tonight. Is that something bad I say? Daniel, is that a bad thing I say?
It's not a bad thing. It's a very
close the argument. Close the argument.
So I have always maintained that the CDC has found it very difficult to transition from a radical political movement to a governance mechanism. Because when you form political party in opposition, the way you carry yourself, your tone of advocacy, your actions, somebody would say the man is doing it to be very rigid because he wants power. But then when you succeed in getting power, there has to be a dimensional shift in the way you carry yourself. The CDC that we've known from 2005 has never transitioned into a political institution that is governing a society. So toting casket and placing pictures or portraits of political figures or people who they consider to be political opponents is at least I expect from the CDC. These are group of people who run a private jail cell in a compound, and we know what they did to Sadinto Montgomery. People who run death squad. So carrying casket for somebody who run a death squad, I mean, it's a child's play for somebody. So it shouldn't be surprising to us. They should just remind Liberians that these are the kind of people that will have governing our country, and that's the reason why we shouldn't find it difficult in making a choice between Joseph Yuma Boakai and George Weah. I say the two of them because Boakai is the full runner in the opposition and George Weah is an incumbent. They're not campaigning on their policies, their achievement. They're campaigning carrying casket. So it's up to the Liberian people. But what I want to say to Dr. Richardson is that when we come on this platform, people are looking at us. People listen to what we say. And she's a woman. She has to be very guarded in what she says to her male counterparts. Because if I respond in similar manner, it will not be worthy of the platform that we sit on here. I just want to say that. When I mention Mr. Cummings' lifestyle, I'm not saying anything that he didn't say. He went on the radio and said he struggled with lifestyle. I'm not the one saying it. And I don't know why she always take offense when somebody talk about, Mr. Cummings' lifestyle. He said he struggled with a lifestyle. I'm not even saying it. I'm going to quote him. So I was in no way being demeaning to Mr. Cummings. I want to say that we want to rescue somebody who's struggling with lifestyle. I didn't even call her name. And now she come back at me to say, oh, somebody. Yes, that Regency is right. For someone like me who grew up in a Christian home, I feel very offended by that kind of lifestyle. I don't struggle with it. It's offensive to me. So I'm not being demeaning to Mr. Cummings. No. We got to be very clear on the record. We want power. The basis of our quest for power must be informed by what we want to do for the Liberian people. You can't come and say one thing and do different thing. So it is not a war between the two of us. Mr. Cummings has his own agenda for Liberia. I support Joseph Boakai. I got no personal vendetta with Mr. Cummings. He and I sat together before. We don't share anything in common. And that's why he's on the left and I'm on the right. So I just thought to make it clear, it's nothing personal. So the platform is here, and she has to be very careful how she addresses people like us, because we have the capacity to respond appropriately, and she will not like the way we respond the next time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my dear friend, and thank you to all. Again, join the team tonight on Late Night Politics on Spoon. It will be headed by Nelson Moba and the rest of the guys. We want to say, please call in, come in by video, and talk. The first day of election, I'm probably going to be here. Let me grab something to eat. I'm probably going to be on tonight. The first day of campaign in the country, you must join us. And Nelson is ready. We'll open the phone line. You will talk to your folks. And James is off today too. So James will be ready as well. And let me say this to you guys, though. It's important for me to say this. Kowu, hey, at this level here, no ban or so. James is making $2,600 every month. 2,600 and change. He is making 1,300 when you add it up and something. I'm so happy for James.
What a password.
All right. So I want to say to all of you guys, it's important. Gibson, our brother James now making real money. It's not that $40 he was making. It's not that $100 he was making here and there. He's making real money. He will be on the show tonight. James, we are proud of you. We hope you're able to send some money home to contribute.
You should start donating to Spoon as a give back.
You have to. And I will hope that you will send some money home to help your fellow how you call him?
We call the man salary, or the junior be calling the man a video.
Yes, now I call the man salary. Let
me tell you something, CEO. They say it takes one to catch one. How sure are you salary will make you then be listening? Yesterday, the man was on here selling himself. I hire nurses, I pay them, so giving yourself CEO status. Were you hustling? Were you also hustling?
Oh, they got you.
I didn't realize that what I did. I'm so sorry. I didn't know that.
I'm a CEO too. I hire people. I pay them.
No. They all CEO more than me. Don't worry.
I'm really happy for James. I just pray that he can look at Baron and send Smartin to the fallback position.
CEO, stop. Don't make people come be calling me back to back.
It's not called James' salary. The last time the school sent his daughter's school fee slip. They charge instead of 250, they charging the man 450. They changed the number. James, but I'm happy for you, man. And the way James doing is very easy. All you need to do go sit down behind computer all day.
The boy was found 20 feet under the ride's track
all day.
Fun Spot America.
I'm sorry, my TV decided to come up by itself. All day, and James just go ahead. And James, we are proud. Thank you very much. Just think about Baron. Think about Aaron Kuben. Think about Nelson Kolai. Nelson, I said, man, that man saying small thing now. They can do it from Poland.
I said, you people is protecting Memphis. I don't want to say stop talking to the lady. So they are protecting.
If you want to hear that Youngblee song, you want to go on the page. It's in the chat room. Youngblee dancing. It will be played tonight on the late night show. James will be on. Nelson will be on. I'll probably pop in. We're going to keep it popping tonight. It will be powerful. But we will be. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Interestingly, last night the guys were requesting for extra hours. So I told them no, I don't get any problem here right now.
No, it's campaign. We got to give them extra hour. But here's the thing, though. I'm happy for the guys that coming on. And tonight will be powerful. We want to ask everyone your thoughts about the first day of the opening of the campaign, of the election in Liberia. We got to get everybody on thoughts and ideas. I understand that we got ANC on, we got CDC, George Widow is on, we got UP. It was powerful. So you can't tell me that it's not a fair game. But they are speaking about the political leaders. They are relaxed. George Widow was speaking from Australia. You have Raymond here talking about CDC. You had Jerry talking about Unity Party. A very good program. Again, they will be calling the people back home and asking them about today. We want to invite you, join the show, man. And Nelson, you're doing extremely well. Good Day will be joining you every weekend because you know he's working Monday through Friday. Very easy job, and he's making that money. I want to say thanks to every one of you. Good Day. The only thing I ask for you as my son, my friend, my brother, is for you to please think about your brother and sister you left back home.
Right? You can't force the man to charity. The man, he does a charity institutionally. Maybe the man gives to the Red Cross. Maybe he does it by institution.
I want you to think about Lassana. I want you to think about Aaron Kuben, Nelson Colette. I just want you to think about these guys there, you know, that were there in the middle.
How many times the men before you can make think about people?
The men.
You just start taking pay.
The man he have taken pay 3 times. You know, and the thing I told him again, he called me today. He said, "See you." I said, "Yeah." He said, "I want to relocate." I said, "James, for what?" He said, "I saw the beautiful apartment. I want to move in there." I said, "James, don't do that. You just have to pay 3 times. Don't relocate." He said, "The apartment is beautiful.
Go to one room, enjoy yourself."
I said, "James, take your time. Do not relocate." Yeah, the man will go.
You want to see our masters no go.
Relocate yet.
One room.
No, no, he's in an apartment. But you want to go to
he wants a bourgeoisie one or lost.
You want to go to this apartment, you know, it's a gated, it's a gated apartment, it's a gated neighborhood, right? I said, "James, don't do that." He said, "Oh, CEO, I really want us to move." I said, "James, my advice to you, you
one life,
one small room from outside to in your bedroom. Now you get an apartment. Don't go higher than that. Cut your coat according. I mean, I advise James then go back.
And one left to live. I don't mind CEO.
You telling James to move?
Yeah. But if you get into the same time, you pay 1,600 for your room.
No, he can't. The man, he got to save money.
Yeah,
bourgeoisie. If you think about sending to the masses,
move to North Dakota. Move to North Dakota.
James, the best.
Gibson ready to promise the man employment.
The best I will tell you, James, if you can make it, just come over here and can chill small. I beg you, James. You in my heart, you my picking. I wish you well, but do not be deceived by that Poland girl. The girl says she won't take you to luxury apartment. Say no. Stick in your corner. What's her name? Her name is Judisa. Why you pronounce the name again?
My man, you not got nobody in Liberia there. You
no, the man has departed.
Zero problem, G.
You back in Liberia, you don't know.
No, man. But folks, we see you guys. We see you guys later tonight. Come and join the late night politics and let's have fun. Cole, thank you very much. Gibson, as always, we say thanks. And to you, CEO, please stay up again. James Good and Flow to pay my money. Yeah.
James.
Yeah, you got to pay Tina money, oh.
Tina ain't playing.
Tina, Jim making 2,600. But you know, 2,600 are minister money in Liberia, or more than a minister money. James is doing extremely well. Okay, I'm being good at comment. Let's talk.
All right.
I'm gonna mess with you. All right, cool. My man, you wait before you go by. You wait. Let's play the Yombly song one more time. Then you can go.
We have covered all countries, and our people are working nothing. Ever say you won't do nothing, but I won't do nothing. So now we know the queen is our phone. I would have been by a portion. Down to work, show. That I can live it, but the things are gone. You know what you are. Down to work, show. Down to what I go to show. But the things are gone. You are high, I still high, that's it. So free talking, nothing, ever say you do nothing, but now you want to something. So, but now you want me to do nothing. Ever say you do nothing, and now you want to do nothing. So free talking, ever say you do nothing, and now you want to do nothing. So free talking, nothing, ever say you do nothing. Then you say you got medicine. Right now at the camping office working. On my way to Brazil, the things are moving and working. That's how working. Without Papa, the thing kept my working. That's it, I was on the Papa way. The former protest. Papa working. Money to pay for. We can never pay all the way to the country. Country just cover. Everything I on the plea yesterday went. Great work.
James, you're in fire again. You're in fire, James. I'll mess with you again tonight. I'll make sure that you send that money you're hiding. Nelson,
the main situation he can handle.
He will handle this situation all day. I will be on. But Nelson, don't forget 9 p.m. Let's make this thing happen. 2-hour show from 9 to 11, right?
Yeah.
Good day. See you later, my piggy. Good day, are you with us? Or the metro zone?
Yeah, the message is also internet problem today. Yeah. He said he had internet.
Yeah.
Okay, but I see you, yeah?
Yeah, the internet was.
We hope it's better for tonight. Yo, bye-bye.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Okay. Yeah.
Nelson, and you will restart?
Yeah, sure. You may I should. Okay, no, I'll call you off. I'll call you off. I'll call you off. Okay, so folks, have a good night. Join us tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern time, and of course, 1 a.m. Liberian time. Bye-bye. Have a good night.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band, charges.